Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Monday, June 29th, 2026. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It is great to be here on a lovely Monday afternoon in New York City. Everyone in such a great mood. Obviously, still in a great mood because the New York Knicks are your NBA champions. Obviously in a great mood because it's July 4th week here in the United States. And July 1st, by the way, Canada's birthday on Wednesday. But of course, this being the 250th birthday for the US of A, that is on Saturday. The vibes are high. World Cup in full swing. What is it like, by the way? What is it like rooting for a country that isn't in the final 16? What's that like? I wouldn't know, because as we sit here today, there is only one country in the final 16, and that is the Great White North. Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux. What a win yesterday over those dastardly South Africans who, to their credit, did their very best to try and hold on for extra time. They saw the fact that we didn't have any subs left. They saw the fact that we were banged up. They saw the fact that they had 3 subs left. They said, all right, if we just allow this to linger into extra time, we'll steal one. But they forgot to send the memo to Steven Eustachio with a blistering, classy goal in the 90th minute. What a scene it was. And now we are into the round of 16. Netherlands, Morocco. Tonight, we shall find out who we play. The U.S. on Saturday. No, the U.S. on Wednesday. We're playing on Saturday. U.S. on July 1st, playing on Canada Day against Bosnia. Very excited about everything that is transpiring. So much to get into. There was a massive slate of combat action this weekend. Saturday morning, UFC Baku. Saturday afternoon, WWE Night of Champions. Saturday evening, Boots Zayas in Brooklyn. Late Saturday evening, PFL. Then on Sunday, you had AEW, TNA, NXT, every major North American wrestling promotion in action this weekend, every major North American MMA promotion in action this weekend. Incredible boxing action. Truly something for everyone this past weekend. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I'm an empty nester right now. No kids at home for the first time in 14 years. My wife and I, all by ourselves. We're just sitting around eating yesterday like, so what do you want to talk about? What do you want to do? Want to get some ice cream? That is the life that I'm living right now, but I'm very happy that everyone is doing well, all the kids and all that stuff. And we got a lot to get into. Next weekend, we're off to Las Vegas, and I announced late last week, live show, Friday, July 10th, live show, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. at Mama Rabbit, which is a beautiful venue inside the Park MGM, which is right next door to the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, right after the ceremonial weigh-ins. Myself, Rick, GC, Frank, Andy, Pizzi, the whole crew, and special guest, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Best part of it all, absolutely positively free. Free entry for all. First come, first serve. It's about 100 to 120, I'm told. First come, first serve. I'm not asking you to line up all night, but, first come, first serve. And then once we reach capacity, that's it. But no tickets. We're not asking you to buy tickets. We're not asking you to sign up. We're just asking you to show up. Myself, DJ, the whole crew will be there. Your final stop before UFC 329. Of course, International Fight Week will be there as of Wednesday next week. Later in the week, I'll tell you about the lineup of shows, but shows on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, watch party, post-show, this show on Friday as well. 2 shows for us on Friday because the regular show and then this show. And we're even sticking around for the Monday post-mortem. So there's a lot to get into. There's a lot to be excited about. And as always, Today's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Kalshi. We love Kalshi, and what a time. If you're a fan of all things sports, what a time to sign up for Kalshi. If you download the Kalshi app right now and use the code Helwani, you get $10 when you trade $10. So, what is Kalshi? Well, they are the largest prediction market in the US of A. What makes them different from your regular, entity that you may see out there? You are not playing against the house. It is peer-to-peer trading. You buy yes or no contracts on whether something will happen, and you're trading directly against other users. Think of it like buying or selling a stock. The line isn't set by some algorithm working against you. Public opinion sets the price. It is CFTC approved, which means it's federally regulated, which is why it's available all across the country, including California and Texas. So one more time, download the Kalshi app, use code Helwani to get $10 when you trade $10. Again, that's Kalshi, KALSHI. We appreciate them very much. Please support them because they support us. Again, July 10th, live show, Las Vegas, doors open 6:30. Live at 7:30, first come, first serve. We'll remind you a bunch of times leading up to that. Can't wait for that as well. So I talk about all the good things going on, and we'll get into the lineup in a moment. We'll get into what we need to get into as far as news and notes on today's program. But we do today's program with a heavy heart as well. One of our own, Andy, a proud Venezuelan who has family over there, who has friends over there. It's been a very, very hard time over in Venezuela. So, Andy, I want to ask you, how are you doing? How is your family? How are your friends? And is there anything that people here who are fans of this show, listening to this show, watching this show right now, can do after what transpired just a few days ago with the earthquakes in Venezuela?
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate you letting me talk about this. It's difficult. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of help that is needed. My family is doing okay. They're alive. That's the bare minimum. That's what I could ask for. There's damages in the homes. There's damages in the schools. The country's going to take a long time to rebuild. And I'm sure everybody has seen now online, people are asking for help. I have some links here if you don't mind me sharing. If anybody feels inclined, there's the World Central Kitchen. This is run by Jose Andres. Actually, Jordan told me about Doctors Without Borders. These are organizations that I've verified with my friends that are actually on the ground and able to help. And then there are two other profiles that I have here that I would love to highlight. Andreina is working with one of my best friends, Geraldine. They are building a maternity center. Hospitals obviously are packed. And so they are turning a school into a maternity center where women are going to have to give birth realistically. And they're asking for supplies and money, if possible, to be able to even pay for the electricity to get this running. And then there's one more who actually happens to be an MMA fighter. I thought this was super fun, but this is one of my friend's cousins. Her name is Vero. She is helping animals because, of course, those are, the other family members that we have that are now affected. And so if anybody feels inclined, I would just love to shed a light on this. We have virtually no help from the government at this point. If anything, they're making it a little bit harder. So any little bit helps. Thank you.
Amen. And we are sending love to your family and friends, to everyone in Venezuela who is affected by this awful tragedy. And we have also pinned in the YouTube chat right now, if you go to the chat on the right side, which is a wonderful, wonderful place, we have a link up there to the Doctors Without Borders website. If you are so inclined, $1, $2, $10, $5, whatever you can, to help out the very, very, very proud people of Venezuela who we love so very much, and we know are going through a very tough time. So we're sending all our love and positive thoughts to you and your family, Andy, and thank you for being here today amid all of this insanity. It's an awful scenes, but we know that you guys will rebuild and be back stronger than ever, and we pray for that as well. Okay, not easy to transition from that, but we will do our best and tell you about today's program, back end of the show. We have our good friend, Mackenzie Dern, who is the reigning defending UFC strawweight champion, who's returning to action on the 15th of August at UFC 330 against Gillian Robertson. We found out about this news, was it last week or 2 weeks ago now? I think it was 2 weeks ago now. And so we all thought that it was going to be Mackenzie Dern against Zhang Weili. Why isn't it Zhang Weili? We shall find out. We'll talk to Mackenzie at 3:30. At 3 o'clock, our other good friend, Dan Canobbio, is going to join us. One half of the Inside Boxing podcast, which you may have seen on our podcast feed, also part of the Uncrowned family. He was at the Boots Zayas fight in Brooklyn over the weekend. A lot going on in the world of boxing. As always, Zuffa Boxing had a show as well. I forgot to mention them when I talked about the shows last night. They had a show at the Cosmo, which was actually one of their better shows in terms of action and atmosphere. Alexander Usyk vacating all of his titles. What's going on with that? What's going on with Canelo and Mbili? What's going on with Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia? There's a lot to get into as far as boxing is concerned. So we'll have Dan Canobbio on to talk about all of that and then some. Prior to that, we'll be joined by Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, who we found out on Saturday's broadcast is going to be headlining a show in Sacramento at the Golden One Center in late August against Gregory Rodrigues, RoboCop. So a big fight for Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I believe that's on the 29th of August, if my math is correct. And this is a big comeback fight for him. Of course, he was on that 8-fight winning streak, meets Sean Strickland in Houston, loses to Sean Strickland, somewhat shockingly because he had looked so good leading up to that point, and now is in his first fight back against a tough out in RoboCop, looking to get back on track. So we'll talk to Anthony Hernandez, who doesn't often do these types of interviews, as you know, and Rafael Fiziev, who had the incredible fight, incredible scene, incredible knockout, that spinning wheel kick on Saturday in the main event against Miguel Torres in his home country of Azerbaijan. What a great, great scene that was. What a great win for him coming off the Mauricio Hufi fight. Always love talking to Rafael Fiziev, so we shall be joined by him at around 2 p.m. Eastern. So there's your lineup on this July 4th week here in the US of A. So much to discuss, so much to be excited about. And what about our man? You know, I'm looking at social media right before the program, and just seeing, am I missing anything? Am I up to speed? Do I got everything in check? And all of a sudden, I stumble upon this IG story of our good friend Peter Carroll, aka Pizzy Carroll. What's he doing here? Like literally 30 minutes ago, en route to doing the what is happening? What is? Where were you there? And hopefully you weren't driving, because I was somewhat terrified by you looking at the camera while also being on what appeared to be, what was that? A moped? What was that?
This is a motorbike.
Okay.
I got picked up at the airport. I was shooting a show in London today, and they were booking it, and they were like, "There's no early flights left. Like, there's only this flight, but you won't be able to make it to the shoot on time." So I was like, "All right, no problem. We'll do it another time maybe." And they were like, "Hang on, there is one option. We can put you on the back of a motorbike and rush you through traffic to make it there on time." And I said, absolutely. And it was a fantastic experience, I must say. Absolutely riveting.
Now,
I don't want to get a normal taxi in London ever again. It was fantastic.
You weren't driving though, right?
No.
Okay.
Mick was driving.
Okay, so are you holding on to, what are you doing? Like, what's the move? The belly?
No, you have the handles back here.
Oh, okay. So you don't hug him.
And then you can do selfies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's some life over there. No,
it's
couldn't help you notice, seeing other people earlier today, it just...
what do you mean, seeing other people?
I mean, here you are with the lads doing a show for TNT. It just, felt like, just thought we were going steady.
See who's at the end there?
That is Marlus Kunin, all the way at the end. Well, which end? Left or right?
Left.
That's Jack Shore, the tank.
We were talking, and he was like, "Tell Ariel and all the crew I was asked for them, and I love them." And I said, "Well, we love you too, baby. Tell Shaky I miss him. I miss Jack. He looks fantastic. Marlus Kunin, fantastic form as well. Earlier in the day, I saw Paul Craig too. So, I mean, quite a star-studded evening in London, I must say. And that's even taking myself out of it.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
the biggest star there.
Did you go around yelling at everyone that the Three Lions are shite, that they're going to lose to Dr.
I said it to
Congo?
a few people.
Yeah, okay.
I said it to a few people. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to come over here and just be like, "Oh, I hope he's doing well." They were like, "You're watching the World Cup," and I was like, "I'm watching your team."
Yeah,
that much.
Hate watching them. I actually had a question for you and also for GC. I don't know if he's available at the moment. Rick too. I was just curious, like, what is it like rooting for a team that's not in the round of 16 as of now? What's that like?
Well, I mean, we haven't played our round of 32 game yet.
You know, stop the count. Stop the count.
Who was texting you throughout the Canada game? Who was cheering on the Maple Leaf?
Wasn't that nice?
Okay.
Wasn't that nice? I threw in the graphic. I don't even think we had it now that I think about it. If you look at the bracket as of right now, there's only one team advanced for 24 hours. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The only team to have played around.
Yeah, it's good.
Other than
wasn't it shit that like
yeah.
one game? Wasn't it like it was like kind of weaning yourself off heroin or something? Only watching one game yesterday.
I loved it. We were the main. There it is. There it is. Stop the count.
Prepared, man.
Stop the count.
Shout out to Yahoo Sports. Shout out to the 240p graphic there as well.
Stop the count.
So you want them to just not play the rest of the game? That's it.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing. Canada in the round of 16, the only country.
I'm with you, though, Pete. It was like 6 games every single day. And then yesterday was just like Canada, South Africa.
Yeah.
And it'll be 0-0 until the 93rd.
That's all we want.
And until Alfonso got on the pitch, Ariel, it was a cruel watch for about 70 minutes there. And then
couldn't finish to save our lives. He comes in, changes everything. Well, I'm delighted. I'm riding high. I tell you, as I said yesterday, it's a lot more fun watching sports when your teams win. So I'm feeling good about life right now. And I'm feeling good about this past weekend. Guys, Boots Zayas. Holy shit. I mean, that was mesmerizing. Please tell me. Okay, I know you all watch it. If you're out there and watching this show and did not see it, please do yourself a favor and watch that fight. I don't care if you know that Jaron Boots Ennis won the fight and is now the unified champion at 154. I do not care. That third round, after Boots Ennis drops Zayas in the first, and it's looking like, oh my gosh, this could be a really quick night for everyone involved. And the fact that Zayas comes back in the third, and these two guys are literally in the pocket, throwing with such ferocity, not backing down. I mean, just look, can we watch this? This is the second round right here. This is just a taste of some of the action. This is after the knockdown. Here's the third. Here, this is mesmerizing. Let's just enjoy this. Okay, there's a moment where Zayas hits, I mean, that was not enough of the third round, if I'm being honest. There's a moment where Zayas hits him with a straight right in the third, and Boots' head cocks back, and you're like, holy shit, what is happening here? These two guys in the pocket, throwing bombs, back and forth they went. Just amazing. Look at this, head to head. Oh, a knockdown in the fifth. And can I just say, in the end, as we know, the towel gets thrown in the seventh, game over. Thank God for Zayas' corner. Can I say something that really annoyed me in the aftermath? Like, I get trash talk. I get everyone's jockeying for position. I get everyone saying their thing and puffing their chest out. To suggest for a second that Xander Zayas, at 23 years of age, who stood there toe-to-toe with one of the best boxers in the world, who I know was the champ, but let's be honest, was the underdog going up against Boots, who was moving up from 147, just one fight at 154, to suggest for a second that this guy quit, that this guy doesn't have the heart of a lion, that this guy doesn't have the heart of a champion, that this guy isn't supremely impressive, that we're not even more impressed with him after this loss, as opposed to any of the victories that he had. He was undefeated going into this fight. Actually, like, really irked me. I get Virgil Ortiz talking shit. I get it. But, like, to see some other people out there suggesting via social media, via interviews, that he is not all of that, that even Boots isn't all that, that annoyed me. That annoyed me a lot.
Couldn't agree more.
Zayas, how can you walk away from that, Rick, by saying that this guy's a quitter?
Crazy. I came away thinking that this guy is going to go on to even better things. Like, to do what he did at a young age against a pound-for-pound great like Boots. And if he was going to fold up shop, the time would have been early in the fight, right? When he faces the early adversity and then you just go, you know what? I'm young. I'm here too soon. I'll come back. That would have been the time. But no, he absolutely went to war with one of the best guys we have in the sport of boxing right now. I could not have been more impressed and couldn't agree with you anymore. Like, this to me was stock up for both guys in a major way.
Pizza, you were texting me. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning there. You were going crazy, right?
It just, the atmosphere was just incredible. And to have Boots basically booed on the way out, this guy who we think can be like a pound for pound great. And the Puerto Rican people just made such an incredible atmosphere. The national anthem is being sang very well, I thought, by a man called Nevermind. Never heard of him. Fantastic, though. And there's just this din of boos in the background, and you're like, oh, holy shit, this is going to be incredible. I felt like the atmosphere was so vivid. It was like they were fighting in the middle of a volcano, and it was like about to explode all around them. And man, Zayas, to take the punishment he took and to keep fighting and to go down pretty dramatically so many times and to keep fighting, I don't know how anyone's questioning him. It was an incredible fight. And I was in awe of Boots Ennis, to be honest with you. I think he's absolutely unbelievable. I'd watch him fight anyone. He's just that impressive. But my favorite part of the whole thing, Ariel, I know I said this to you already, was watching Andy Lee light up. Okay, like this is a man who has boxed his whole life, has probably watched over 50,000 boxing fights live in his life, or at least in front of him, and he is like a child at Christmas, sitting beside Whitaker with a brilliant knockout earlier in the night, and Luke Littler on the other side of him wearing his England jersey. What a scene! Incredible fight.
Yeah, they were front and center, and you could see Andy's face, you could see Ben's face, and they had a massive smile on their face throughout that particular fight. What do you think, GC? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, we talked to Zayas last week. Obviously, he came in studio and had a great interview with you. And one thing that he highlighted when he was asked on why he was taking the fight was, why would I wait? Why would I not go for greatness at this point? And he was an underdog, to your point, and he delivered. I am not bothered by the fact that he lost. It's okay that he lost his O at this point in his career when he put on a fight like that. That round 3 is going to be talked about at many of the boxing award shows at the end of the year. It's sort of akin to the first Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, that round 5 that was just so dramatic and incredible. Yeah, I thought both guys delivered. What Boots is doing is insane. I saw a stat that he's 36-0 at the same exact age that Floyd Mayweather was. So I mean, he's on a path to have an unbelievable career as well.
Yeah, because the knock on Boots for the longest time was like, oh, he's not testing himself, he's not fighting in big fights. Not that dissimilar to Terrence Crawford, and look at how people speak of Terrence Crawford now, who I still maintain is going to come back at some point, and we'll get some words from him in a moment. Give me a fight like that and a loss like that for Zayas over just another pedestrian win en route to 24-0, 25-0. Like, those are the fights that make you fall. I fell in love, and I loved him before, but I fell in love with Xander Zayas after Saturday night. I fell in love with his heart, and I fell in love with Boots as well. This idea that they were not both impressive was insane. Here's Terrence Crawford after the fight on Twitter or X. Here's what he had to say regarding what transpired. I'm going to keep my comments to myself, but y'all get it, I hope. And I think what he is suggesting is him and Boots aren't on the same level. And the fact that he got hit by a really, really good young fighter and didn't go down, didn't get knocked down, I don't know how that's a knock. Here's Virgil Ortiz. Virgil was having a night. Yeah, I'm sleeping. Jaron. What else from Ortiz? Xander, you looked straight to your corner after you got dropped that last time. You're a pussy. You did better than I thought you were going to do, but you're a quitter. I can't believe I just saw you do that. What the hell? You know, sometimes it would be nice to see the boxers, give each other props, but in this regard, they're all sort of in the same weight class, so they're not going to do that. Here's Devin Haney after the fight. Xander quit. We not the same. Golly, he got hit with freaking clubbing blows, and he did not go down. Zayas is an absolute stud. Absolute stud. I saw many other people giving him props, and they should be highlighted as well. But to be honest, I just couldn't believe that these guys were saying that. It's one thing to just be like, yo, you got beat by the better guy, you're younger, you're this, that, and the other. To say he quit, to say he's a coward, a P-word, anything like that is crazy. Anyway, here's Oscar De La Hoya, who is still the promoter for one Virgil Ortiz, reacting to the fight.
Boots Ennis, what a great fight. You are a machine. Zayas, a little inexperienced, but you will be back. You're a great fighter. Let's make the biggest fight in boxing today. Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, let's go.
So, props from the legend. That's what you should do. Here is Zayas himself after the fight, who was phenomenal in the ring afterwards. He was so classy in defeat. Thank you, Puerto Rico, for dreaming with me and for accompanying me at all times. This is part of the journey, and I promise you a better version of me in the future. Always dream big. There's nothing wrong with failing, but in not trying. Love you guys so much. We will be back soon. Amazing, amazing stuff from Xander Zayas. And to be honest, There are other champions out there. There's Fundora, which would be great, but he's PBC. There's Josh Kelly, which is possible as well. The fight to make still is Ortiz versus Boots. And if you're Virgil Ortiz, if you are Virgil Ortiz, you can't talk that shit and not do everything in your power to make this fight. I don't care what your deal is with Oscar. I don't care what your deal is with your management, with your promoter. You can't talk that shit on Saturday when the fight was right there. It was literally right there. And then there was all this litigation and all this stuff. And then it went to Zayas. Now you have to do it. Now you have to do it. Because to me, it is more cowardly to not take the fight now and blame it on X, Y, and Z than to quit, as you say, like Xander Zayas. Now you have to take the fight. Now you have to do everything in your power to make the fight happen, to orchestrate whatever needs to be done to make this fight happen. Because it's a bigger fight than Fundora versus Boots or Josh Kelly versus Boots, which are big fights, especially the Fundora one. But this is the byproduct of everyone being under one roof. So DAZN is making the fights now between Top Rank and Matchroom, and Boxer, and Golden Boy, et cetera. I still think it's absolutely insane that these are pay-per-view fights. I'm sorry. Could you guys imagine if that fight was just available to everyone? Not for $75 or whatever your ultimate deal is. It's like
it's a great deal of the ultimate package. I'm just saying.
For this sport to grow, we need to get rid of pay-per-view once and for all. It has to be gone. That's it. It's over. No more pay-per-view.
Could not agree more. It's a massive hindrance on the sport. If you're just a casual fan trying to tune into something like that, the pay-per-view wall is going to keep you from doing so.
It's so frustrating. These are amazing fights. Only in fight sports, and now only in boxing, because UFC's not on pay-per-view, WWE's not on pay-per-view. Only in boxing is the very best behind a paywall. We need to get past this. Imagine if, USA Bosnia was on pay-per-view. It doesn't fly.
But I'm with you from a larger perspective, but how do you make the economics work?
Make it work. I don't care. That's not on me. You want the sport to grow? You want people to care who Xander Zayas is?
Rick's always about the bottom line, huh?
How many people bought that Xander Zayas pay-per-view?
I'd love to know.
At the end of the day, my thought process... Yeah.
No, you got the ultimate.
You're the ultimate. You're the ultimate,
bro.
You just said it was pay-per-view. I'll pay it for it, all right?
My thought process always goes back to if it's not already, there has to be a reason, and I just don't think the economics are there. The same way the UFC was going to be on pay-per-view until they weren't. Until there was enough money that came in that said, well, we don't have to be on pay-per-view anymore. It's too hard.
The problem is DAZN already isn't a big platform. And so then when you have the not big platform with
a small pond
paywall and then another paywall, it's just like, what are we talking about? I don't even know. Like, is that a 50K viewership, 100K viewership? I don't even know. By the way, not to mention the lunacy of doing it while the World Cup is on, right? Because there were some big games going on at that time.
Yeah.
I think Argentina was playing.
Yes, yeah, lunacy. Remember I talked about this with Bam Rodriguez playing at the same time or fighting at the same time as Game 5 of the NBA Finals. They need to be a little bit smarter with the schedule. And I know there's a lot of other things involved and there's, arenas and all that stuff, but I want the world to know what happened there. I want the world to see that. And it was a great card. Emiliano Vargas is an absolute stud. He is a future star in the making. He's got it all. He's got the looks, he's got the technique, he's got the backstory, he's got the father, he's got everything. And it was so great? We talked so much about the body shots when he was in studio. He was saying that Zayas should go for the body. This win over Mills was all about the body for him. Was all about the body. He was great. Stopped him. The top 3 fights were all stoppages. Here it comes. I think we have the stoppage.
He looks like an absolute superstar, this guy.
Yeah, he does, right? I mean, look at this. And there were some questions regarding the stoppages in this fight.
Come on.
Yeah, he's stumbling. Come on.
The broadcast team said, let him die, let him go out on his shield. Oh, here it is.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Same with the Whitaker fight. Whitaker fight may be a touch premature, but it all seemed elementary. It all seemed like it was going, oof, look at this. Look at this ferocity. Yeah, game over.
Do boxing fans have a bigger bloodlust than MMA fans? Because what do they want these lads to be like before you stop a fight? The Whitaker fight, the lad's eyes are rolling into the back of his head as he goes into the corner. And you're clearly, his bell is completely wrong. There's no way this guy's going to win this fight at this stage. What do they want?
What's so funny is I agree with you when it comes to the stoppages, but then alternatively, in contrast to that, when it comes to corners stopping fights, we see it all the time in boxing versus in MMA where you do have to actually die before your corner is going to stop the fight. So it's so funny, the contrast between like who's stopping the fights and what fans tolerate.
What'd you guys think of old Cam in the walkout there, shotgunning that beer?
Scatterbroom?
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Did he nail it? I mean,
he nailed it. This is smooth. Smooth.
What? First of all, unclear.
Too much on him.
Yeah, it's a lot. I kind of feel like right now he's sort of like, he's looking down. He's like, how wet am I?
Wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth it.
He's kind of spitting it out a little bit. He's like, that was a lot of beer in a pretty quick fashion.
I feel like Cam's been all over the gaff since he broke his leg. Like, I feel like there's a lot of attention on him now.
Well, we had Emiliano in studio, and he kind of alluded to a special walkout.
That was it.
I would have never guessed Cam's Scatterbroom.
I was going to ask, so what are we rating that as the surprise, as the tease?
This is also like, he is at every New York event, and he's played like 8 games for the Giants.
It's a wild thing.
And he's broke his leg as a running back. I can't imagine that's a good.
He's just a vibe. Everybody loves Scatterboo.
He's everywhere. He's at Raw. He's at the Knicks.
Jadakiss got booed in New York. Am I crazy? Did Jadakiss get booed as he's walking out with Boots Ennis?
Was he getting booed, or was Boots getting booed? And it was sort of like.
Well, look, you can say whatever you want. You're obviously a friend of
Jadakiss,
Jadakiss, and you're trying to. You know what I mean?
Why does it seem like every time they do those musical acts walking out with the boxers, it just never sounds good?
Never.
Microphone's never on. It's never on.
The mic's not on. It's clunky.
It's like weird tempo walking.
Yeah.
They're trying to rap, getting through the crowd. It just like I've never seen it really work.
The answer is because it was done successfully, like maybe like a handful of times in history, and then people just try to replicate this, and it's never good.
Doesn't work.
We'll just continue to do it because those times that we got back in the day were fantastic.
Because when the first few times that people did it, like historically, it was like, oh shit, they're walking out with this super famous rapper. Now it's been played so many times. It's best if they're just waiting on a stage and like they walk up the stage, they rap with them for a couple minutes, and then they
the Eubank Junior rematch.
It doesn't. I don't need it. Just give me the good walkout. I don't need the rapper with them.
They need to give Gunnery Sergeant Burks a shout and ask him what type of setup he
Yeah, see, that's
they need to give
Hannah Davis.
Gunnery Sergeant Burks a shout and have him walk out with the clarinet.
Hell yeah. 6'5".
He's too small. He'll dwarf Boots and take away from the effect of the evening, unfortunately.
The only good recent rapper fighter walkout we saw was Lil Wayne in New Orleans.
Stop it.
Maybe the worst one of all time.
That was sick, bro.
The actual worst.
I didn't even know the dude that Ben Whitaker walked out. Did anyone know who that was? That rapper?
I can't say I'm familiar.
Yeah.
That world.
Not familiar, but a tremendous win for him. His American debut. He beats up Popeye the Sailor Man. Again, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about the stoppage.
Let's have a look at him in the corner. He gets smacked there. He's face down.
Yeah.
This isn't the knockout.
Yeah, no, this is the first round. Yeah, next round.
He goes down like a sack of spuds there, right? Let's see the second one.
Back of the head. Where are you at, Herb Dean? Just kidding. Here we go.
Behind the ear, mate.
Yeah. And now he says it's over, right?
He nearly leans forward. Yeah, it's done. Like he pulls him by the gloves and he goes leaning forward like the fucking Tower of Pisa. Like, what you want?
It's a tremendous one. Oh, here's round two.
All right, I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah. Here we go. I mean, this is what he needed to do. Oh, that check hook was beautiful, right?
Absolutely splattered him like.
Whitaker's the man. I'm a huge fan of Whitaker, obviously. He's just.
Like you've gone down like that in the first round, then you go down like that in the second round. Like, what do we need to see here? What is going to happen? You know what I mean?
The highlight of the whole week for me, without a doubt, was Bob Arum being front and center, 94 years young, just throwing heaters at everyone, doing media, doing interviews. Like the guy is 94, ringside in Brooklyn. He does not live in Brooklyn. He lives in Las Vegas, and just zinging him. Here he is. He's asked before the fight about Dana White, and spoiler, 94-year-old Bob Arum, Hall of Famer, the inimitable one, does not mince words.
What's your thoughts on Zuffa boxing and Dana White being involved in boxing?
Dana White really is a cancer for boxing because you come in and you want to get rid of all the sanctioning bodies, and we know where that's going to lead. We know what happened with Dana White and the UFC and how they made a lot of money by underpaying the fighters. I mean, they just lost a lawsuit for $350 million. They're about to lose another lawsuit for $400 million. Why? Because they pay their fighters peanuts, and they make all the money themselves, and they talk about building the sport and so forth. So if they got a foothold in boxing, in my opinion, it would be the same thing as far as the boxers were concerned. Initially, they'd make money, but ultimately, they'd be like paupers.
What about Bob? Bob throwing heat at 94.
First line.
Dana White is a cancer.
He's a cancer. I still got it, man. Fucking hell. He's watching Eddie Hearn and Dana get out, and he's like, just put me front row.
Yeah.
Got a few things to say. Straight away, cancer. Jesus.
Do you think we'll see Dana White at 94 doing stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah, I actually do. I fully do. Every time someone has one of them conversations about, whoa, is he still going to hang around? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, that is, I can imagine that exact situation playing out with a 94-year-old Dana White.
There's just something old school about Bob. Like it's like a bygone era. You talk about like
He is from that era.
he is literally he's literally from the Rumble in
born
the
in
Jungle.
that era.
He spent more time in that era than the current era.
I love it. I freaking love it. I can't get enough. He's a gem. He's an absolute gem. I want him at every fight. I don't know how he has the motor to do this, right? Like you could not blame him if he's like, yeah, Bob's at home in Vegas. He's watching live in his living room, getting on the plane, cross country. Oh, it exhausts me at 43, let alone 94. He's unbelievable. Truly one of a kind. Obviously, all the talk between Dana White and Eddie Hearn, this continues. The Peace Summit, the Turkey Peace Summit. We spoke to Eddie about it last week. He says, I want out. I want no peace. I want war. I'm fully entrenched in this. I do not want to shake anyone's hands. Obviously, if he asks me to do so, I will be there. But I want out. Well, they had a Zuffa boxing show yesterday. Again, as I said, it was at the Cosmo. Great main event. Edwin De Los Santos got knocked out in the main event in the second round. Truth be told, I think it was a bit of an illegal shot. He's on his knee. He's on one knee, and he gets hit with a secondary shot. But the main talking point for me is bigger than like out of the Apex. It's a way better atmosphere. It's a way better product. The whole thing just sings. It just feels like a real thing. I don't care if there's 1,000 people at the Apex, 500 people. It just, for some reason, there's something off about it. It might be in my head at this point. I don't know. But it was a much better product. And they had the sort of fight calendar, if you're not a wrestling fan, to themselves on a busy Saturday. So it's on a Sunday night. There was no real competition. Anyway, after the show, Dana White was asked about this Peace Summit. Here's what he had to say.
Well, speaking of that, I heard, and tell me if it's true, is there a peace summit meant to be happening next week with you, Turkey, and Eddie Hearn?
I haven't heard that.
Eddie Hearn said yesterday Turkey has invited him over for a peace summit to try and fix whatever issues you guys have.
Okay. I don't know what our issues would be. I'm good.
Would you, if Turkey asked you to get into a meeting with Eddie, would you do it?
If he asked me to what?
If he asked you to go into a meeting with Eddie and sort of talk.
Yeah, I'd listen. If
Can we pause it right there?
Eddie was here, I'd talk.
Can we pause right there? Isn't it amazing how he heard everything up until the question from Oscar Willis? If Turkey asks you to go to the meeting and then he can't hear him, it's a classic technique. Anyway, I'm nitpicking. We continue.
Daddy,
I
don't have any problems. I mean, I told you guys a couple times now, when all these, not just on the boxing side, but on the MMA side, like, I know it's fun to ask all, we are not the same. We are not the same. Any of these guys. The competitors that I look at as competition right now are the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. None of these other guys matter to me. None of them on either side, on the MMA side or the boxing side.
So you're not scared about Scott Coker's new promotion?
No. Yeah. I'm not even gonna go into that kind of shit anymore, man. We are not the same.
More from Dana on this topic in a second. Another interesting thing that he said during this post-fight availability was that he doesn't know about anything that's going on in MMA because there's no MMA in his algorithm whatsoever, which I just find hard to believe. Like, you click on one thing and all of a sudden you're getting 10 things. So is he really not looking at anything MMA related, especially when his own account is posting MMA related things? He may not be doing it, but if you are posting from your account, which he does, MMA related things, the algorithm is going to feed you that same subject. But he continues to say that as well. He also said that when the NFL, because he's comparing himself to the NFL here, found out about his $7.7 billion deal from Paramount, 1.1 a year for 7 years, everyone freaked out. They're like, what? There's $7.7 billion available from Paramount? Why aren't we getting that money? I remind you that the NFL's currently in an 11-year, $110 billion deal, which equals out to about $10 billion a year. And they're going to re-up it very, very soon as well. And so I have a hard time believing that anyone at the NFL offices were like, how could those guys get $1.1 billion a year when we're getting 10? Why are they upset about this? But it's a nice little story. Anyway, here's more on the Peace Summit.
I think part of the Peace Summit or whatever that Eddie and Turkey are talking about is maybe resolving the AJ Tyson Fury fight, where there's some confusion about who's promoting it and where it's going to take place. Do you have
That would make sense.
Do you have any more info on that? Are you still the promoter?
I have all the info.
Will you be promoting the fight?
See what Turkey says in the Peace Summit.
Do you think that there would be an issue if it's in Las Vegas as opposed in England, where I think a lot of boxing fans might want it to be?
Well, like I told you guys back in Bournemouth, I know where it is. And never did I say it was in Las Vegas.
PC, do you have a map of England there? I don't know.
It's not called. I've been saying this for a while. It's Bournemouth.
Yeah, I know. I just was wondering where Bournemouth was. Is it next to Portsmouth?
He's mixing up with Portsmouth. Yeah. It's someone needs to go over that with him. You can't do an event there and call it Bournemouth.
He tried to do the back end real fast, like Bournemouth, and then move away so you don't fully hear it because he was clearly unsure. Here's my thing. Number one, I don't believe any Peace Summit is happening, but if it did, can I offer like a unsolicited idea to the Ring, to Turkey, to Riyadh season? Could you imagine if they streamed that thing? Turkey in the middle, Dana, Nick Khan. Who do we got here? Eddie. Do we need Frank, or is it Eddie Frank Smith?
Dana and Eddie.
Dana, Eddie, no one else.
No. Look, it's a face-to-face. It's the dark room.
Could you
Turkey
imagine?
in the middle.
Turkey middle, yep.
Yeah,
yes.
Come on.
Oh my God, could you imagine? What does that do? That's a pay-per-view for DAZN.
People watching that. People definitely watching that.
The Peace
And
Summit.
the co-main event is them negotiating Tom Aspinall's next week.
You have Tom there. You have different chapters. Tom comes in.
Andy
Ian Gary
Aspinall
comes in. Wearing the shorts that he was wearing in Vegas.
With the bright yellow shirt on.
Hello, Sheikh
Fucking legend,
Turkey.
man.
How are you? Armin comes in. Hello. How are you? I don't see it. I don't see it happening. It's very.
What would it accomplish?
I don't know what it is. I mean, he created the war.
Sheikh Turkey being powerful and being like,
Yeah.
No,
let's
but
bring
sure,
everyone together
but-
and laugh at them.
But what would the outcome be? Like, I don't understand what there is no resolution.
Yeah. What are we trying to get? Yeah, you're right.
There's no objective. There's no thing to happen other than to be like,
We're cool.
It's like when my kids fight and I'm like, hug your sister. Nothing's gonna come of that.
Is it basically just to get the credit for creating peace in a situation that you
Peace.
created? Yeah.
Peace.
Of course.
Calling
It's
it
also,
a
isn't
Peace
it,
Summit is
interesting-
also insane.
Yes.
Is it
Especially in
interesting
this day and
that
age.
Dana talks about his competition the same way as Devin Haney talks about Zayas? Like, you're not on my level. Like,
Yeah.
the
He
way
loves
he's
to do
fucking
that.
talking to you. Yeah.
He also
Beating up babies.
He also likes to say, "Man, it seems like no one's having fun. It seems like I'm." He said that in the presser, like, "I'm the only one having fun right now. Where's all the
He's
fun?"
having a
in
good
boxing?"
time guy. He's a good time guy.
But
You ever see
meanwhile,
him? He
like
always looks.
the shit-eating grin on Eddie's face, every media availability, he's talking about Dana, about how he doesn't want peace, how he's having the time of his life, how this has been amazing for his business. It's like they're both living in these alternate universes right now, trying to one-up each other.
I'm not sure.
Some might call it a schlong, measuring.
A schlong?
I don't know who's more.
Some. Just you. Just you would call it that.
I don't know who's more deluded. I don't think either of them's living in reality. I don't think Eddie Hearn has materially rattled Dana White, nor do I think Dana White is legitimate when he keeps talking about, like, Eddie Hearn is not in the same business as me. None of these guys are in the same business as me. We're competing with the NBA, the NFL. No, you're not. You're not. And also, those guys are in your league. But I don't think Eddie Hearn is rattling Dana White either. Like, these guys exist entirely separately. There is no crossover. There is no connection. This, like, war is entirely based on just them continuing to talk.
Yep.
There
I
really
agree.
There isn't much happening.
Eddie just had an incredible show at the Barclays.
Yeah.
He's got Croke Park coming up. He's got AJ coming up. He's got Bam. He just had Bam in San Antonio. Like he's got a lot going on. Dana's got it. They both like this. They both like the feud. They both like it. They don't want to make peace. Where it's going to get interesting is, all right, where do the chips fall? Where does Shakur go? Where does Devin go?
Yeah.
Do they get the Johnny Fishers of the world? Do they do this type of thing? What happens with Conor and Ryan Garcia and like that's going to be the true interesting part. All this other stuff is just fodder for us to talk about, and it's kind of fun. But yeah, no one's winning here, or no one's like getting the better of the other, and both of them are consumed by it. You're telling me Dana White isn't consumed by this? There's no way. He loves this. He loves fighting other people. He loves the battle. He hasn't had this type of battle in MMA since when? Scott Coker in 2011? Fyodor Emelianenko in 2009?
How about the Scott Coker reference in this one?
Yeah.
How about Scott Coker's promotion? I don't even do that anymore.
Yeah. No.
Terrified.
I think it's great. Again, I wish we had something like this in MMA. PFL is buried 10 p.m. on ESPN2 on Saturday night. No one was watching that. No attention, no promotion whatsoever. Does it not feel like they're getting like more and more, I don't know, just sort of like, I don't want to say, like they're just being tucked away. And, AJ McKee's in the main event. Love AJ. Liz Carmouche is on an unbelievable run. I do have an issue with Liz Carmouche getting on the microphone afterwards. And instead of being like, one of the best fights that PFL can make right now is Liz Carmouche versus Dakota Ditcheva. And instead of saying like, all right, youngster, let me teach you a lesson, she calls for a 135-pound division. And like, you've been fighting at 125. That felt like a major, major blunder, if you will. But anyway, it just feels like PFL's not there. There's no activity. There's no friction. There's no fighting. There's no competition. There's no nothing. And so he needs this. He lives off of this. This is his oxygen. This is what gets him excited. UFC had a show on Saturday, as I said. It was in Baku. I thought it was a pretty solid show. Nice little 9 a.m. start time for the prelims. Almost like the perfect start time. It wasn't like a 6 a.m., 7 a.m. It was perfect. Great for us. Great for the European fans. What about Rafael Fiziev, guys? Is he a player at 155? Or is this just the type of win that he should get under his belt? Miguel Torres looking good at this point. Solid win. That spinning hook kick. Tremendous. I enjoyed it. I like Fiziev.
Really good fight.
I think it's both. I think Fiziev is still a top guy, but he is also the type of fighter that you should be able to beat if you're Fiziev, right? This happens so often in MMA, especially in the UFC, where it's like a super experienced veteran who has only been facing killers on a bit of a skid versus an up-and-comer who's kind of like taken the lower level competition by storm. Just absolutely, like this guy, the most concrete example of that, because he just blitzes everybody. But taking the lower level competition by storm and then is on the rise, and you kind of see where they are. And sometimes the younger guy proves he's legit and comes out on top, and sometimes it's just this was a little too much too soon. Not dissimilar, not age-wise, but like two Boots and Zayas. It's just like this guy's been fighting absolute killers, and this was maybe you bit off a little more than you could chew.
Fiziev has 4 losses in his last 6 fights.
Who are they to, though?
Okay, I was just going to say 2 to Justin Gaethje.
The champ.
1 to Mateus Gamrot.
And one Savage.
Yeah, and 1 to Hoofy. Yeah, the Gamrot one was gnarly.
Yeah.
And he was out for almost a year and a half afterwards, or 2 years. Yeah, and he beat Bahamondes last time in Baku and Manuel Torres. He's still a force. Like I could see, I know he was. I saw him at the PT. You got to go, huh? God bless.
Oh, wow.
That's it, babe.
Okay. I mean, what?
He's got to catch the motorcycle. Who's going to leave without him?
Yeah,
Is that literally an Irish goodbye?
30 million for the kitchen scrap.
That's like quintessential Irish goodbye right there.
He did say goodbye to some of us.
No,
We didn't hear, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
See you, Pete.
See you, Pete.
We'll see you in Vegas, man.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
So long. Where's he right now? I'm looking at the meta rankings here. Am I looking at the media one? No, the meta.
So that is one thing. They didn't use the meta rankings like at all.
Oh, you know what? I didn't pay attention.
It was on the screen was the media rankings.
Really?
Any reference was media rankings. I saw Fiziev getting up in arms about not being in the meta rankings because they dropped him out of it. But everything that I saw was all media rankings. I don't know if they're going to make a switch over to that.
I didn't pay attention. Was it like written as such? Did it say media rankings?
No. But
What
like
did it
on it was like on the score bug. The rankings that they used were the media ones.
Well, you cross-referenced?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He wouldn't have been ranked at all if they went by the meta.
I wonder if we're in an intermediary period where they have them both crossing over until there's enough like data on enough fighters, and then they fully switch. And then they just like eliminate the media.
Well, they use it as a promotional tool, so I imagine him not making the meta rankings. They were like, "Ooh, can't debut it this week? Can't have a non-ranked guy."
That's a good point.
Event.
That's a great point.
He would have been the blue corner.
He's
walking
11
out second in front of his home crowd.
He's 11 in the media rankings. He's unranked in the meta.
Yeah.
He's going to start picking and choosing which is the more impressive number.
No,
Fucking
they'll choose one at some point.
Holy shit, that would be awful. He should be in the rankings. He's a top 15 lightweight.
He is a top 15 lightweight, dude.
100%. I mean, I'm looking at the meta rankings here at lightweight. Back in, Rafa Garcia, Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres, Tom Nolan, Dan Hooker, Hoofy, Pimblett.
It weighs recent activity, and he has been losing lately.
I mean, his win was about a year ago.
Yeah, but before that, he's
only fought once, the Hoofy. But also, are they weighing like strength of schedule too? Like if you're losing to a guy who's top 6 or 7, that should count for something.
I think yes, but I don't know.
They got Pereira number 4 at heavyweight.
We need to see this algorithm. I want to see the algorithm.
Can you see the algorithm
for me.
Where the hell's the algorithm? There was all kinds of activity. What about that Shara Bullet and Michel Pereira fight? Pereira dropping him early on. I was actually watching this with my wife and daughter, and they were like, "Oh, this is over." I gave them the whole backstory. The guy with the one eye, the pirate. They were into it. They thought it was going to be over. Obviously, it wasn't. And in the end, a win for the point down, of course, for Shara Bullet. Not the best fight, but more controversy involving that man, Herb Dean. Some moments in the fight where it appears as though there's grabbing of the ponytail of Pereira. Look, right there. That's very clear.
Got to be a point taken. The amount of warnings that Herb Dean gave him. Got to be a point
What's
taken.
up with this, with Herb? There was an eye poke, it appeared, as well.
Gave him like 3 warnings on the hair and then brought in the translator to be like, please, like you cannot break the rules anymore. At that point, it has to be a point.
Yeah.
It has to be. That changes the result of the fight.
You can't grab someone's hair. To me, it's not even a warning. It's immediate point deduction. You are grabbing the dude's hair as he's in your guard. You can't do that.
And to do it multiple times with Herb telling him to stop and not taking a point. Well, it just goes back to the argument we always say. Why would you not cheat if they're never going to take points, especially when you have Herb Dean?
It's been a bad stretch for Herb. From the Alex Pereira fight to the touchy-feely fight to this fight. Might even be forgetting about another one. Of course, Alex Pereira going on social media after this fight and none too pleased, has actually shared a petition to get him removed from MMA. In MMA, there are rules, he wrote. They must be applied with the same level of rigor to everyone. Respecting the rules means protecting the integrity of the sport and ensuring justice inside the octagon. My opponent was warned several times and was not punished. When a rule is ignored, the result is compromise. Where's the criteria, Herb Dean? And then he posted a video, I believe, on his story. Do we have that? There it is. MMA doesn't have rules anymore. It's just suggestions. By the way, we've been saying, this is from Tom Aspinall.
No, Tom.
Yes. Tom with the issue. But the point is, we've been actually saying that for a long time. Like there are no rules. It's actually beneficial to cheat in MMA because you get a bunch of warnings, but the damage is done.
I think this is a much clearer example of that, right? I think everybody is lumping this in because Herb Dean was involved in all these other incidents. I think the other ones are harder to adjudicate. I think the back of the head shots and the flow of the action, again, we don't have to rehash the whole conversation, but I think those are harder to know where fans and everybody actually stands. When somebody is pulling on somebody's hair, there is no difficulty in identifying that. There is no kind of in the flow. There is nothing that must be the referee's responsibility, and he failed on Saturday. He did not do a good job in that.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. I mean, look, Dana White was asked about Herb, and it was interesting. His response was interesting. In fact, we do have the clip. He's asked about Herb last night. This was more of a boxing-centric press conference, but he was asked about the string of controversy. We'll play the clip and react to it because I do have a take on this.
Do you feel watching when Herb Dean's officiating that maybe he's lost a step a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But that's not up to me. That's up to the commission.
Did you see Alex's petition that he shared?
No, but I heard about it.
Okay.
There is no MMA in my algorithm.
Oh, there it is.
Unless she tells me, I don't know.
I do not believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second, but that's not the point. The point is, do we not remember the old days, like Mazzagati's got to go, Yves Levine this, John McCarthy that? Since when are we so nonchalant? And it's what I've always said about judging and refereeing as it pertains to MMA and the UFC in particular. It is very important to let the public know that they don't pick the refs, they don't pick the judges, unless they're overseas, and then it gets a little bit weird because we all know they do. And they kind of oversee because there's no sanctioning body. But if it's my product being affected, if there's a stain on my product, if there's a black cloud and a black eye on my product, yeah, the UFC has the jurisdiction to say, we don't want this guy. We don't want this person refereeing. Remember Kim Winslow, Rick, back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they've said this about other people. And so why is he so nonchalant? Do you think it's because he's so loyal to her, because he's an OG of the game? I don't know.
I think he realizes that the commission, I don't think, is going to be friendly to that idea. And maybe he's already tried that, and it's just been met with, not positively, not favorably, to the point that I think Herb is too established. I think he's been a good referee for a long time. I don't think anybody's going to be like, let's toss him out. So it's probably wasted breath on Dana White's part.
He could still have a say. He
might be able to say that, but I have to think that he already tried. I have to think that there's already been a conversation. Because to your point, otherwise it's affecting your product. Even more so, fans think what you're saying is important, that they have to understand that the UFC is not their own commission. The commission is independent, provided by the state, and then the UFC operates the fight. But fans don't know that. Whenever this happens, they're like, UFC's rigged for this guy or whatever. They think that the UFC employs Herb Dean and the other referees. So it is damaging to the product potentially. But I just don't think I think he thinks it won't have an impact.
What's undeniable is that it's been a bad stretch. Now,
it's been a bad stretch.
Can you just chalk it up to it's a bad stretch, or can you say there's a pattern here?
Again, not to quote Dana White directly, but that's up to the commission. They have to. We want to hold people accountable, but nobody wants to look at the commission and go, "What have you done to react to these three things that happened with Herb Dean?" Does somebody have the answer to that? Does the Nevada Athletic Commission have any answer to kind of, what's going on with that, or any of the commissions that, Herb Dean works for? California, Nevada, anybody else have the actual answer for what has been done to review his work?
That being said, Alex Pereira not chilling on this one. He is going hard into the paint. Like, we've not seen him this fired up about anything ever. So he is not giving up. Some other notable results. Mateus Camilo beat Nassim Sadikhov in the first round. Great knockout for him. What about Asu Almabayev with the Suliev stretch against Charles Johnson?
Yeah, it was sick.
Unbelievable. Submission of the year contender. The hair is insane. The hair is insane.
Skullet is.
The hair, it's looking crazier than ever.
It might be time to retire it. It's Larry David-esque in this fight.
Oh, look at that. Unbelievable. The pain.
Do you remember when there were two in one night?
Wasn't that only like the fourth?
Zabit and Aljo, I believe, did it on the same night, which was fucking nuts. But yeah, it's an incredible submission.
I love how Bisping afterward was just like, "You playing that one? That's the one you were going for?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was our game plan.
It's going for the fourth ever.
Yes. Johnson did tweet, by the way, that his wife wants him to cut it, and he might get a tattoo in the shape of the skullet to offset.
We don't need the skullet tat.
And to be clear, he could grow here, right? Like, he does this on purpose?
No, I don't think so.
Join the Bald Brotherhood, CJ.
I think he does it. Man. I think he actually cuts it.
His hair grows here?
I think so.
I don't believe that that's true.
Rick, coming from a man who's had some awful haircuts, you got to respect the skull.
Yeah, respect the skull, bro. Ikram Aliskerov with the unanimous decision win over Bruno Ferreira. What about your boy, Abu Magomedov? This is a big win.
Huge. Yeah. I had the watch party at the house.
I was surprised you weren't more hyped.
Pretzels.
Bigger than the Germany World Cup. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then obviously we comboed it into the Germany game.
Yeah.
The night before, it was just an all-night party straight into the Abus Magomedov fight, and he delivered. He delivered for us.
It feels like you weren't as hyped as I thought you were.
After our national team couldn't.
Sure.
Yeah. We're on a run here of GC's favorite fighters, according to Ariel Helwani.
Who else?
Joe Pyfer getting that win back in March was huge.
Body bags.
Oh.
Yeah. Great win for him. What about the 8-second knockout for one Abdul Rahman Yakhiev over Julius Walker? Pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I think Julius Walker was like, I want to knock him out on the first punch.
Yeah.
I saw that clip.
Did not age. Got a performance bonus for that. And what else was of note on this card? Shout out to Danil Doncheko of Ukraine.
That's Frankie's guy.
Frankie loves him, huh?
Love him.
Frankie, your thoughts on the big win for Doncheko?
Well, it got the prediction pals out of the gutter and into the green. I love it.
Well done.
Now we're still in the red. Yeah, we're still in the red.
How deep?
Not that deep.
Okay. So
one more win, we're back in the green.
Shout out to Ukraine's Doncheko. And that was pretty much it that was of note. UFC off this weekend, by the way. Pretty quiet weekend, I do believe, coming up as far as combat is concerned. But there is a July 4th. That's a Saturday night DAZN/TNT Sports collab. The first of many coming up in which DAZN broadcast is going to air on TNT. So this is good. Abdullah Mason in the main event. He'll actually be on the show tomorrow. But this is good. This is how you get people to having Abdullah Mason fight behind the paywall of the paywall isn't good. Having him fight on TNT here in America is very good. Back home in Cleveland, I love that. So that's probably, I think, the biggest show this weekend. Most promotions steer clear of July 4th weekend, especially when it actually falls on July 4th. Let me just double check here real quick. There's 329 on the 11th. There's an Octagon show. That's pretty much it. There's a Cage Warrior show, but that's not here. George Hardwick in the main event, but that's not here in the United States. So yes, quiet one coming up as far as mixed martial arts are concerned. One other note, hopefully before we get to our first guest of the day, still to come, Rafael Fiziev, Fluffy Hernandez, Mackenzie Dern, Dan Canobbio to really go deep into all things boxing. They did officially announce that it was 34 million people who tuned in to the White House card all over the world. I don't know what to make of these numbers. Obviously, that's a very impressive number. Is it people who watch for a minute? Is it people the next day? Who knows? My two biggest takeaways from all of this, if I can, number one, UFC never, ever, ever makes their numbers public, ever. And it's not because they're, public company or anything, because they didn't make Strickland versus Khamzat Chimaev public. I do wonder if the reason why they are making this public is A, because they want the White House to have something to be proud of, something to tout, and B, is it because of the MVP card and how good that did on Netflix as well, and they want to be able to say like, hey, ours did even more, 34 million total global viewers, most watched UFC event ever in the US. Now, the 34 million wasn't in the US. The 34 million was worldwide. 17 million, they said, in the US. But again, that was with people who watched for a minute. And based on the conversations that I had with people in the TV business, that is not a number that is often reported or even looked at, released. So it does feel like it's a little bit juiced, as they say, but they're very happy about it. I'm just really surprised that they released it. They never do that. They also said 126 billion with a B social media views. 126 billion views, which is a lot. It is a lot. Who knows how they monitor these numbers these days? It's very hard. We did see the aftermath of the White House lawn. This is what it looks like in the aftermath. Could you believe it? Look at that. That's the ellipse. And that's the South Lawn. Holy smokes. What did Dana say? He said it was going to cost something crazy.
I think like $700K.
$700K to clean all that up.
In that whole yard. Got to get that thing pristine, too.
Yeah.
Gonna need a couple bags of Scots.
By the way, if you're watching us on the Yahoo Sports Network, stay right there. Coming up, Rafael Fiziev. If you're with us on YouTube, don't go anywhere because the man, Rafael Fiziev, is going to be joining us in a matter of seconds to talk about his big win over Miguel Torres in the main event of UFC Baku, Azerbaijan. Second event there. They had their debut last June, which was a tremendous showing. He was on that card, had the win over Hernandez. And now he came back looking very, very good. A spinning wheel kick. What a knockout. We had a potential candidate for knockout of the year and submission of the year with that Suliev stretch on the same card. So I would say that's a good night for the UFC and everyone involved. All right. Are we good or not quite yet? All right. So here we go. Here he is, the pride of Azerbaijan. Rafael Fiziev, kind enough to join us after the massive win for him on Saturday. Hello, Rafael. How are you, my friend?
Hey, buddy. Hey, Ariel. What's up, bro? Hello, Malayhim.
Assalamu alaikum, my friend. Congratulations
Alaikum salam.
On an amazing win. You've had some great moments in the UFC, some great highlights, but to score a knockout like that in your home country in the main event, I would imagine that's number one.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. After all of this elephant shit what I have last my 5 fights, that's amazing.
What do you mean when you say elephant shit?
Elephant shit, bro. 5 fights, 4 losses, bro.
Yeah. I never heard that term, elephant shit.
Now you do, bro.
We say bullshit here in America, but over there they say elephant.
I'm not from America.
No, I know. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning about you. You guys say elephant, we say bull. Different animal. Same meaning.
I live in Thailand, brother.
I know. Oh, that's right. What was it like? You fought there last year, obviously home in Azerbaijan, but this one, you're the main event, you're the focus, you're the headliner. Did it feel different?
Oh, yeah. Feel, of course, different. Because it's my home and main event. Last time I'm co-main event here, yeah, main event is always pressure, always something like a little pressure. But at the home, because I'm come to home, always spend the time with my family, eat some nice food, walking, hiking. But every time second time I come back here, fight, and I feel like very, very calm.
Wow.
Very relaxed. Yeah, very relaxed. And only my walk out to the octagon is make me give me energy ready to the fight, But before, always calm, always relaxed. Very.
Surprising. No nerves because you're fighting at home. Your family is there. Your friends are there.
Bro, I don't know. I think because I came here, only relax every time.
Amazing. And what about you talked about the food and all that? I saw you eating. Was it lamb guts, sheep guts? What is this? What are you eating here?
Oh, it's a sheep organs. The stomach, all of organs like heart, liver, tongue. I don't know
everything, huh?
Breathe. What
the lungs.
Breathe?
The lungs.
Lungs, yeah, lungs. So it's all of that stuff.
This is a delicacy in Azerbaijan?
Oh yeah, we love that here, bro.
Wow. And is this after the fight?
No, this is before fight.
Oh, this is
a long time before fight, yeah.
Okay, wow. I've never tried anything like that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're roots from Middle East, no?
Yeah. My mom is from Lebanon. My dad's from Egypt.
Yeah, Lebanese. The Lebanese and Egypt people, they love that stuff also, I think.
Wow. Okay, I need to ask my parents about that. I wasn't introduced to that.
Too much American, bro.
Too much American. I've been Americanized. What about the knockout? First one for you since 2022. Do you feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders?
Oh yeah, man. I miss that feeling so much. Before this fight, all of this week, I was thinking man, what the fuck? Long time you not finish anybody. Man, come on, bro. You have to try. You have to leave your soul there in the octagon and finish somebody. Because come on, that's how I say elephant shit, bro.
Does it make you doubt yourself? Like it takes 4 years, you're starting to question, can I do it again? Do I have it in me? Do you start thinking those thoughts?
Of course, man. Too much this staying in my mind all of this time, bro. All of this time. When I fight, that's why when I fight with Bahamundes last time here, I was not happy. Totally not happy after that fight, because like I don't want to just finish the fight like that.
But this one, you get a highlight reel spinning heel kick. You couldn't have scripted it better.
Yeah, I'm lucky with that.
Beautiful.
With that one, I'm very lucky.
You know what was amazing about the kick? What's that? Say it again. Sorry.
I didn't see anything when I did hit this spinning back kick, because he gave me good jab to my left eye.
Oh yeah.
And I think he touched like exactly my eye, and I didn't see anything. Everything quadruple, you know. I tried to shake his hand end of the round, but I didn't see his hand and I missed.
Wow.
I tried to sit to my corner, and I didn't see the sit. I tried to touch it, and after I find it with my ass and I sit, you know. And I tell to my corners, guys, fuck, I didn't see anything. Like, and yeah, my corners is good. They show me like they don't hear anything, because what they can do if I didn't see anything, you know, what they can do. They look to me like they don't hear me, and just saying, hey bro, you did this good, continue with that, change this one, you know. And yeah, but when I make my decision to make spinning back kick, I just do it because I didn't see anything. I just know, like, okay, I know where my opponent's staying. I don't need good vision for that. Spinning back kick. Okay, I'm gonna throw it. Boom! When I throw it, and I'm lucky, man.
How's the eye now?
Oh, now is everything perfect.
Okay. Were you panicking? You're fighting a guy. He's very tough, and you can't see out of one eye.
Yeah, before I go into second round, I was thinking like, come on, what the fuck? How am I gonna fight without one eye? I'm gonna be shot a bullet. I'm gonna be pirate. Oh my god. Yeah.
That makes it even more impressive. To me, what was also impressive is he actually kind of blocks the kick, but you hit him so hard that you knocked him out. Like you hit kind of his hand that was on his head, right?
Yeah, man. This is kicks. We cannot block kicks by the hand like a boxing, you know. No, this is dangerous. That's how I go sleep on my debut in UFC. The guy kicked me here. The guy kicked me to the hand, and I touch my face with my hand, and I go the same KO.
You asked your team afterwards. Did you ask them, hey, why'd you guys ignore me when I said I couldn't see anything, or you know why?
Yeah, we just talked today with one of my corner. I tell him, you remember I tell you that, and he said like, yeah, I remember, but I don't answer for you, because what I can do, you have to come back to the second round and smash him.
I love that. That's a good corner right there. Don't dwell on the negative.
Yeah, that's Alim Nabiev. He's a almost 3-time and glory champion. He fight 3 times for glory belt, and one time he lost, but twice he win this glory belt. But get decision judges is very very shitty, and they don't give him the win. But he win twice belt.
I think you posted about him saying that he wants to come in the UFC, right?
He's on the way. Yeah, he's doing the UFC right. He's doing the MMA now. I think he 3-0, all 3-0. He's by KO or TKO. So he's on the way. He's a very strong guy.
You put in a good word with Hunter over there?
Oh yeah, Hunter always say he give me good words, always give me good motivation. Yeah.
I love it. And what about having your father in your corner? Was this the first time you had him in your corner?
No, this is third time I have him in my corner. First time before UFC, second time is first time UFC Baku against Bahamundes, and this time, yeah.
What is that like for you to have him there?
Man, that's some big story for father and son, because we have a little hard time with him because we have such a bad character, both I think, especially my shit character, and Yeah, that's a very good for our story, like a son and daddy, you know, because when you're going with your daddy to hiking or driving the bicycle or going swimming in the beach, you know, like it's different. But when you're going with your father to the battle, that's different. Feeling father hand on your shoulder and saying like, "Hey, you're ready. Don't worry. You're gonna smash him. You do it all your life. You're ready for all of what he can do for you. Go and smash him." You know, like this is something. This is something.
I love that. Now, does he give you actual advice in the fight? Do you hear his voice? Do you hear him shouting things, or is it only in the back before you walk out?
No, he's only in my back because he's not professional athlete.
Yeah.
I just listen my wrestling coach and my friend Alim. He's a good striker, like I can say, like striking coach, yeah, on this fight. And I just listen to them. But my father, he just like support, you know.
What about you saying that you had a bad character as a kid? What were you, like a troublemaker? You would fight? You would not listen to your dad?
No, I listen to my dad. We are Muslims. We always listen to dad. Even the bad or good things, we have to listen to them. But you know, like I'm a 33 years old guy, you know, and I have something bad, you know, like I sometimes I'm very angry. Sometimes I'm sad, and sometimes I can answer quick and angry, you know, like and yeah. Sometimes I forget, hey, this is father, you know. You have to be calm with him. You have to show respect always, even though you're right and he's not right. You still have to show respect and have to do what everything was respectful and with love, you know. But sometimes I forget about it like an asshole. But I'm on the way to be a good son.
Did he say anything to you afterwards that you remember?
After the fight?
Yeah, about how he's proud of you or happy for you, anything that meant a lot to you.
Oh yeah, of course. He's saying something. Yeah, he's saying like after last fight after fight Hernandez, he's saying like kind of such a good words, you know, and he almost made me crying. And this time he just screaming a lot, you know, just screaming and being happy, you know, for this fight.
You know, anytime our parents are watching us do anything, we want to perform at our best in front of them. We want to succeed. To have a parent in the corner, I would think would add to a little bit of the pressure of the fight. So that's why it's even more impressive to me. You're fighting at home. You're in the main event. Last fight didn't go your way, and your dad is there, and you say you feel so calm.
So calm, man. So calm. I'm good with my daddy, you know. He's always support me with the sport, with all my decisions, what I do. Even before I start my professional career, before when I finish with police, yeah, he support me always. So me and him, he support me a lot. That's why I not feel pressure from him because he never did something like no support. You know, maybe because of he support me always. That's why I don't feel anything like any pressure.
How long were you a police officer for?
Not a long time, bro. A couple months because I finished police academy. I going to work and I see all of this bullshit in the Kyrgyzstan police. Yeah, I see this nothing, zero justice. Yeah, zero justice and like 100% corruption. Like so, I say like, what the fuck? I don't want to be here.
Wow! And so you just dropped it.
Yeah, and I saying like, fuck it, I go.
And were you training at that point?
I was trained everywhere. Like I go into boxing by myself. I go into jiu-jitsu by myself, kickboxing by myself, everywhere. You know where I can do where I can improve, where I feel I'm improve.
But had you started your fight career yet at that point, or was this before your fight career started?
My fight career is already started. Like because it's going. You know when I study in police academy. I'm still fighting every month, because I fight for my police academy in hand-to-hand fighting, combat sambo, everywhere where I can represent my academy, police, and in army, you know, also, and yeah.
And it was would you say it was like corrupt? You found it was corrupt?
Of course, because like when I was studying, it's my dream to staying against the mafia, against the drug dealers, against all of this bullshit. And but what I did when I finished academy, I came. I wanna be here in some position like where I can work, where I can stay, where I can protect, where I can be against the drug dealers or something. But they put me on the bad position, on a shit position where I don't want to be. And I see the people who don't study good, and they just pay money to be in a good position. But I'm a smart guy. I learn good. I study good. I try to be a good officer, smart officer, and because of corruption, because of I have like blue eye and a white skin. That's why they don't put me to good position. Because it's a bullshit. Like that's why I say okay. I don't want to stay in a bad position just because of corruption and because I have different face. So I'm gonna finish with that, and I'm gonna try make my professional career. And this is a hard decision because 5 year, and before this 5 year study, I was 5 year in the school. I was dreaming about how to be a police officer. So 10 year totally, maybe something like that.
Wow.
I'm gonna dreaming about how I can be a police officer, how I can stay against the fucking mafia and all of this drug bullshit. So, and after I came and I see how stupid guys staying in good positions, but I can teach these guys how to be good officers, and what I do actually, and I stand in a bad position, like just fucking going and give a ticket to bad parkings. What the fuck, And I say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna leave it shit.
So if you don't have that experience, is it possible you never go to the UFC and you just kind of go down the path of being a full-time police officer?
100%, man.
Wow, that's crazy. What a story. Sliding doors. They say you could go one way, you could go the other way. Now look at your life. Everything worked out, right? You're happy.
Yes, sir. Right now, I really happy.
Is it wild to see Justin Gaethje? You know him very well. You fought him twice now. Doing what he's doing. Did you ever expect this?
His fight, you mean?
His fight, how he's doing so well. The win over Ilya, he's the champion. He's the undisputed champion. Did you expect this from him?
Oh no, man. Oh no. Honestly, I didn't want this fight. I didn't want this fight happen before it's happened. Because I think oh, maybe Ilya give him some damage, so I don't want it. But when this fight start, first round, second round, end of the round, I start to screaming like a kid, I screaming after 2 rounds, third and fourth. So I'm very happy for him, yeah. But I don't believe for his powers, honestly. But I think many people don't believe for that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why we love him. That's why I'm his fan right now, almost because this is a Justin.
Do you think he beats Arman?
Arman is a hard guy. He's a very good wrestler. He's a young also, but I don't want to say anything right now because I don't believe him on the fight against Topuria, and then look what happened. And I don't want to repeat it.
That's fair. I understand. I was trying to figure out who would be next for you, who makes sense. I couldn't believe in the new rankings, the meta rankings, you're not ranked. In the media rankings, you're ranked. In the meta, you're not.
Bro, I can agree with that, and I can disagree with that. Because I agree because last my 5 fight, I have 1 win, and disagree because it's fucking how say AI, because this is AI. This is stupid bullshit. It's just. It's just fucking computer, man.
Yeah. What about that fight against Mauricio? In your opinion, what went wrong?
What Mauricio?
Your last fight.
Against Rufi?
Yeah. What went wrong in your opinion? Why did it not go your way?
Bro, honestly, because me and my team on this camp against Rufi and on this fight against Rufi, we are so much respect his counterattacks. and we forget about our skills and about our attacks. Yeah, and that's why when I go fight with him, I do everything good. I pressure him good. I put him to the wall, but I don't attack because all camp, me and my team, we think like, oh, we have to call him to attack because he very good, very dangerous, very good on counterattacks. We have to be careful on attacks. We have to weigh him a little bit, like call him to attacks. But this is big mistake what we did, and I push him to the wall good, and I try to wait his attack, but I don't have to do that on this fight. I have to throw and throw and throw and throw my punches and my kicks and try more fake throw, fake throw, fake throw. That's what I have to do. That's how I fight in the last fight. That's how I fight like with against Torres. I have to just do the same. That's why when I go to the Torres, fight against Torres, in the first round, first second, I start attack. I start throw the punches. And in the second round, I start attack, I start throw to something because like I have to do exactly the same against the Rufi, but it's a big mistake.
Is that one that you wish you could get back?
Oh man, this life is gonna change nonstop and nonstop and nonstop. One day is like that, one day is it's different. So it's if something happened on the back, I cannot take it to the future, you know. It's already happened. How we say, inshallah, khair, bro.
Okay. I love the idea of you versus Dan Hooker. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, UFC trying to make this fight long time already. How many times they're trying to make this fight, and they already want to make this fight here in Baku against him, but I think he say no. He cannot be ready. He injured or something.
Okay.
Or something. But I believe if we're gonna fight with him, it's gonna be crazy again.
Is that your top choice, or would you prefer someone else?
Bro, I doesn't give a shit who gonna be next. You know, I believe to UFC. Doesn't matter who I fight next. I want to be next. I want to fight next guy. That's it. I don't care who is that. Hooker. I don't know who. Somebody different. You know, they have some names. Charles. I don't know. I don't care.
But you want to fight again this year, obviously.
Yeah, I want to fight this year again.
One more, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Did you? So you got the bonus. Are you going to get the Harley?
I want road glide, yeah, but yeah, this is my dream, bro. Road glide SVO.
That's your dream. That's your dream motorcycle.
Yeah, I want it.
How much?
Fuck, man. In America, that's not so expensive. In America, that's good. I think in America, it's around 50,000, maybe 50 something.
Oh.
But in Thailand, bro, that's fucking. I think more than 100,000.
Oh wow, okay.
It's like 100 something, you know, because big tax, bro.
But you just got the bonus for 100K. You put it right into it.
But still, bro, I don't want to spend all of my bonus to fucking motorcycle, to Harley Davidson, you know.
It's your dream.
Maybe it's my dream, but my family is more important
Sure.
than dream, bro.
You only live once.
Doesn't give a shit. My family more important.
Of course. So how long do you spend in Azerbaijan before you go back to Thailand?
I'm already start to think to leave to going to Thailand because, bro, too many photos, too many videos, too many attention. You know, I like to stay calm. You know, I like simple life. You know. But here, too much attention for me.
Wow, you're getting mobbed?
Yeah, I cannot go outside walk. I cannot go sit and relax in a restaurant. You know, like people everywhere. People from government call me. Okay, President grandson want to see you tomorrow, and I cannot say no. Okay, the head of police want to see you tomorrow and lunch, and I can't say no. The head of FBA want to see you tomorrow to the dinner, and I can't say no. You know, I can be with my family. I can sit and relax. I can't sit and relax and in my hotel, man. So I have to leave. I think.
In Thailand, though, you can relax.
In Thailand, nobody know me.
Yeah.
I like nobody. Like, you know, I go outside and nobody recognize me, and like people go relax there. You know, people don't care who you are. You know.
Well, I would just say enjoy this, because at some point they'll stop asking to meet with you and stop asking to take photos at some point, 10 years, 15, 20 years. So this is the prime of your life. Enjoy all these things that may seem like a nuisance, and them bothering you is a byproduct of your success and how much they're, in love with you, proud of you, and happy for your success. So I hope you're able to enjoy some of it.
But man, if I'm gonna have a chance to talk with a 12 years old Rafa, and tell him like, hey, look where you can come, look what's gonna happen with you when you was 33. Yeah, I'm gonna be so happy, and I'm sure 12 years old Rafa gonna tell me like, hey, come on, go and make photo with everybody. They want a video, do it. They want a photo, do it. Like that's nothing, bro. That's much more easy than fight and cat weight and all of this stuff. So
would he believe it? Would he believe it if 12-year-old Rafa would hear about this? Would he believe, or would he not believe?
100% no, bro. I'm a guy who never believed him to myself. People around me, they believe me so much and they make me believe me so much, but they don't understand that. I'm the guy who, like, inside of me live a big pussy, So I'm the guy who never believed himself.
Well, you don't seem like that, and you're doing great things, and you should start believing if you haven't started already, my friend. Congratulations. Very, very, very happy for you. Well done. Way to represent, and looking forward to the next one later this year. Enjoy everything that comes with the victory. Salam alaikum, my friend. All the best, and we'll talk to you soon.
Wa alaikum salam, Ariel. All the best, buddy. God bless.
Bye-bye. Wonderful chat there with Rafael Fiziev. So honest. I love his honesty. I love the way he talks about himself. Really, really enjoyable stuff. Really, really appreciate him. Wow, what a guy. Really, really enjoyed that. All right, we move along now and talk to our next guest. We found out on Saturday's broadcast, on the UFC Baku broadcast, that Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is coming back in August. August the 29th, to be exact. He is, did I say 29th? No, 22nd. Sorry, August 22nd to be exact. Going up against Gregory Rodrigues in Sacramento at the Golden One Center. Beautiful arena, home of the Sacramento Kings, of course. Maybe a little bit of a home game for Anthony, I would say. And of course, we haven't seen him since February, so an important one for him coming off that fight against Sean Strickland. He is kind enough to join us to talk about it all right here and now. There he is. Hello, Anthony. How are you, my man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it very much. I could see you're driving. Is this one of those self-drive cars? Is this one of those Tesla cars?
For sure it is.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. What about this fight? When you were offered this one, did it interest you? Did it excite you?
For sure. I'm excited to fight anyone in the fucking division, man. Everyone's really good. Everyone's really hungry, you know what I mean? I'm hungry too. So it's exciting. And then the location, of course I want to fight in fucking Sacramento. So pretty stoked about this one.
Yeah, I said it's a bit of a home game for you. How far is Sacramento from where you live?
I stay in Sac nowadays, but like where I'm originally from, it's only like 45 minutes. So
Okay.
It's not far at all.
Okay, so this is truly a home game for you. This is like as good as it gets.
It's in the backyard for sure. And I'm excited because now, like, I'm super excited. All my fans are excited. The whole team's excited. You know what I mean? It's a blessing.
When you found out about this, that the UFC was bringing a show to Sacramento and they wanted you to headline, considering how the last fight went, were you surprised? How did you react?
I think it's dope. I think my work speaks for itself. They know that when I fight, I'm going to fucking go out there and give it everything I got. So, and it makes for an exciting fight. You know what I mean? He's a dangerous motherfucker. And I got a gas tank like a motherfucker. So I think it's going to be a fun one.
Can I ask, so this is our first time speaking since the Strickland fight. Where are you at in terms of like moving on from it, how you deal with it, how you digest it? How do you feel about it 4 months later?
I'm not happy about it. You know what I mean? I fucking hate losing with the passion. But obviously there's things I got to prove on. So be it. That's the way I got to find out. I got to get better. Then that's it. You know what I mean? Life sucks. It's never been perfect for me. So adjust and keep going. You know what I mean?
When you look back on that fight, what is your assessment of how it went down? Why did it not go your way?
fuck, he's obviously quick and he's sharp. You know what I mean? Strickland's really good. He's really fucking good. I got nothing bad to say about the dude. Just like got frustrated with trying to knock him out. You know what I mean? I should have been more calm, and I should have actually probably tried to wrestle and shit. But I don't know. It's the key of the moment. You know what I mean? Shit happens. Yeah. You get fucking cracked in the mouth. Sometimes you want to fuck somebody up. Then I gotta just keep it cool. You know what I mean?
I understand. I'm curious. Was he tougher? Was he better than you thought he was going to be?
No, I knew he was gonna be tough. You know what I mean? I had a feeling. I just wanted to go out there and take him out. But I thought he did best, and I thought he was a really good striker, and that fucking didn't go well for me, as you've seen. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Just put my ego aside next time and just keep doing what I do best, and what I was doing best to keep me winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were on a great winning streak, 8 in a row, and probably that, that win gets you a title shot. Was that hard in the moment to digest, that you were that close and now have to take a bit of a step back, even though I think you're still very much in the mix?
Yeah, no, it pissed me off for sure. But like, man, I've been a martial artist my whole life. You know what I mean? The ups and downs of this game is crazy. It was up for me for a long time. It was time for me to be down. You know what I mean? I just got to make some adjustments, sharpen things up, and I've been doing that. So, yeah, I'm excited to get back out there.
We saw the interaction with you guys afterwards, and it seemed like it was a little bit personal. Did that add to it? Like, did you fight emotionally in retrospect?
I mean, you get hit in the face, you get emotional. You know what I mean? You want to fucking kill somebody. So that's just on me. I just got to be chiller. You know what I mean? I don't really like shit talking and all that shit. It does not bother me. I really don't give a fuck. I talk shit with like some of my best friends all the time. They say the most fucked up shit because they know me. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care about a lot of things.
I guess I was referring to the story that he told about, I think he said that you said to him that, like, hey, you flipped me off in front of my daughter, you flipped off my daughter, and so now it becomes personal when it's your family, right?
No, but like, he was flipping off the crowd. You know what I mean? My daughter's fucking a little baby. She's emotional. She's young. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like, at the end of the day, I got a fucking picture sent to me of that little shit flipping him off while he's walking out. So I'm like, bro, you can't be saying shit. You know, talk shit. Gotta pay the consequences, little girl. And that's just like the reality of it. And she's 8, obviously, so she doesn't take it well. You know what I mean?
Your 8-year-old daughter was flipping off Sean as he's walking out?
Dude, yeah, she's fucking wild.
That is.
But she's a rider, man. My daughter's a rider. She like does wrestling classes. She's done a little bit of Muay Thai training with like coaches and shit. I've showed her some shit, and she's like usually the one who's with me all the time. So she's my little ride or die.
I love that.
She's down to squabble if I'm down to squabble. So like, I'm just like, baby, you can't be doing that shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Parenting's crazy, bro.
It is. Were all your kids there that night?
They were. So they were like, they're upset, you know what I mean? And like I told them, like, dude, this is the fight game, you know what I mean? We got to fucking experience an 8-fight win streak before, and we had losses in the bumpy beginning, you know what I mean? Like, this is literally the life I chose, the young kids. So it's not always perfect. Like I tell them, and like sometimes shit happens and you got to fucking get better and adjust from it. That's just life.
Does that make it like, are you the kind of guy that would rather not have the family there? Does that add to fight night? How do you feel about that?
I really don't care, to be honest. If they're there, they're not there. It's like
This doesn't add to anything.
At the end of the day, I'm the only motherfucker in there fighting, so that's the one thing I like care about. As long as I'm sharp, I really don't give a fuck about the rest. The rest will iron itself out.
And interestingly enough, you and Sean clearly very cool, because I just saw a photo of you guys training together very recently, right? Here you are.
No, yeah, no, he's a cool dude, man. I got nothing bad to say about the guy, man. He's been helping me. I've been training with him. He's gone for 2 weeks from Vegas right now, and then he'll be back, and we're gonna get back to work. You know what I mean?
How did that come about? Did you reach out to him?
No, he actually hit me up for the Hamza fight, but I was injured during the time, and I couldn't go out and help him. And I was like, well, I'll eventually train with you. So I'm going to be in Vegas a lot more for camp this time. So I was like, we just set it up so we can train.
I love that. Why in Vegas a lot more for camp this time?
Just to dial some shit in. Like, I'm going to go to the PI and really like dial in with the nutritionist, dial in with the strength and conditioning, dial in with some like bigger guys, some better guys, and just make shit exciting again for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Different looks.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm like, the way I see it, I'm all in this game. Whatever it takes to get me to the fucking title, I'm gonna do. if that means like moving away from my fucking family for 6 weeks into camp, then so be it. Yeah.
What did you think when Sean beat Khamzat? Were you surprised, or was that what you were expecting after just fighting him?
I wasn't surprised at all. That motherfucker's tough as hell, bro.
Yeah.
He's a tough son of a bitch.
When you were watching that, were you thinking to yourself like, "Damn, I was one fight away from doing that"?
It was just like, it is what it is. It's happy for the guy, you know what I mean? Like, he took me out fair and square. It is what it is. Like, I have no, like, fucking hate for the guy. It's fighting, man. Sometimes people get the best of you, and it happens. Like, he didn't talk, like, crazy to me at all. Every time I see him, he's super respectful. Like, he's just a martial artist at the end of the day. Yeah, he says some out-of-pocket shit, but I think it's fucking hilarious, so. You know what I mean?
Can I ask, in terms of like a win over Gregory, where do you think it puts you in the division? How far away? How many more wins do you think you need to get back to where you just were?
Man, I really don't know. Or like, the way I see it, I'm just focused on one fight at a time like I was before. I want obviously the goal is to get the fucking title and shit, but if I'm training with Sean, I don't know. We just got to see how it goes with like his next couple matchups and shit. But I don't know. I think it'll all work itself out. I'm just going to focus on the first fight in front of me, and then whatever happens later happens. I really don't care.
Is everyone going to start hitting you up for tickets and stuff because this is a home game? Is that going to be fun?
I'm sure they are, but I'm not going to be around. And everyone knows how I am. Like, I won't apply. So
okay.
There's shit I got to worry about. Everyone knows it. I got nothing but love for everyone, but I got a lot on the line right now, and it's time for me to focus to do, like, so I can give my family better opportunity. You know what I mean? That's what this is all about anyways. How's
the operation to get the ranch? How are we doing in that regard?
That shit's going good, man. I got that shit completely cleared now.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a couple of tracks or jumps built out there. Some little freestyle ramps out there for my pit bike and just fuck around and jump out there, barbecue, chill. So like slowly but surely it's coming along.
So did you guys actually move yet?
No, not yet. I still got to make some money before I can fucking just dip out and move.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But you're getting closer.
No, for sure getting closer. For sure getting closer. And the schools are like really good in Sac, so I'm not super rushing to get my kids back to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There.
What about Lumpies? Tell me about Lumpies.
It's going great, man. I'm actually on my way there right now to see my plants.
So what is this? This is your own cannabis company?
So I don't own Lumpies, no.
Okay.
I partnered with them and they grow my strain there, so it's fucking dope. So I'm actually in stores all over Sac and stuff. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, no, it's fucking amazing weed. I love their shit. Great people, you know what I mean?
So there's like a fluffy strain?
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys want to smoke that shit, find it.
And what makes it yours? Like what's unique about it?
I pretty much got to like test them out and figure out like the best strains that they had growing that I wanted to pick from, and like basically that's like how it came down. I smoked through a fuck ton of different strains, tested them every day, see which one I like the best, which one I like recovered, like sleep well on, see which ones I liked for the morning and shit. For now, like the first one I dropped is a heavy indica, so it's like nighttime. So after the long day, smoke that shit, pass out. And when I was like sampling that shit, I like literally got done training, came home, ate, smoked a joint, and I fucking like literally fell asleep on the couch from like 12 to fucking 5 p.m. And I was like, yep, I think I like that strain.
Will you smoke all the way up until the fight?
Probably, yeah. As I usually do, but like, I don't know, man. My cardio is pretty fucking good. I work my fucking ass off, so I don't really see a reason to cut it out.
Yeah. No, I know. And we've talked about this a little bit in the past. I was just wondering if you feel like at some point there's like a proper cutoff.
Maybe like fight week.
Okay.
But besides that.
Not fight day, right? You're not going all the way to fight day.
No. Like, I don't even like cutting weight when I'm high as fuck because I feel like a little bitch.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You just feel like you fill up more when you're high. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Do you feel sluggish?
No. I mean, I've sparred high all the time, and my training partners say I beat the fuck out of them, so I think I'm fine.
Yeah. I understand. What do you think? What do you think as far as Sean and Khamzat too? Do you think they should go that route, or do you think they should give it to Imavov?
I really don't care, man. Like I said, I'm only focused on one fight. Whatever Sean does, I'm sure he'll make the right choices. He's a grown ass man, and I think it's whatever the champ wants. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think he fucking went in there and did a good job against Kamzat, so I think that they should give him the respect because that motherfucker's beating some really good people. You know what I mean?
Did you watch the White House card?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah, no, that shit was crazy. That was dope how they had it all like on the fucking how they had everything set up and stuff. And, like the fucking planes flying over. I thought they did a really good job.
I saw that the UFC brought you out in March to the London card as like one of the guest fighters.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you felt about that. Getting the love, getting the VIP treatment, so to speak.
It was super cool, man. I absolutely loved it out there. It was dope to go out there when I'm not cutting weight and like, you know what I mean, miserable. So that was fucking absolutely awesome. I definitely would like love to do that more, if possible, for sure.
And had you ever been to London before?
Nah, man, I've barely been out of Dunnigan, so.
I think you went to the Middle East once, right?
Yeah, for my boy Ryan.
Yeah.
That was crazy too. Yeah, so like fighting's taking me around the world like when I never thought I would have gone around the world. So it's been fucking dope. I mean, that's why I love martial arts.
And I know you have some high school wrestling experience. Have you thought maybe about some RAF? Are you into that? Do you know? Do you pay attention to what those guys are doing?
Nah, I've seen it, but nah, I really don't give a fuck about all that. I'm telling you, I literally only wrestled for like in high school, probably like a month and a half before I got kicked off for grades, and I was like, man, fuck this shit. So, nah, I didn't really wrestle too much in high school. I got straight into kickboxing, MMA, and just started fighting kickboxing.
Okay.
As a young kid. So I had a bunch of Muay Thai underground fights.
I want to. How many did you have, by the way?
Fuck, I don't even know. More than like 25 or 30. I had a lot.
In California?
Yeah, they're like underground shit.
Yeah. Like so how does that work? Like not like a smoker type of thing or different?
Go to a gym. Exactly. Smokers, basically. You show up to a gym, they check your weight, you get the closest, you get the most experience. All right, you guys are fighting.
I love that. And what would you say, like, ballpark, what was your record?
I mean, good. I can fucking probably count on a hand how many times I lost. But I was like 15 years old fighting 36-year-old, mind you, at heavyweight. So
15?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, my first fight, I was like, I think, literally 4 months into the gym, fought a 33-year-old in like MMA pancreation shit. And I beat the fuck out of him. He had like 55 pounds on me.
Damn. You knocked him out?
No, it was pancreation, so it's like gay rules, like you can't hit to the head, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I beat the fuck out of him like the whole time, so that was cool, you know what I mean? And then after that, I was like, I'm gonna do real shit that makes sense, so I did kickboxing and Muay Thai for a long time.
Did you tell your
Like
parents?
full contact, you know? Yeah, my dad knew about it. My mom wasn't too about it, but my parents were divorced, so like my dad just would sign me up and I would just go handle shit. And my mom, like, she didn't support it, but she was always there, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, she'd show up.
Yeah.
Just like close her eyes.
Wait, she would actually be there?
So, yeah, she would always show up. She would just fucking like be crying in the corner or something.
Damn. Oh, man, good for her for showing up. Would you get nervous?
No, for sure. No, dude, I had like anger problems, man. This was a way for me to let shit go.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay.
And like try to kill somebody or try to get like shit off my chest.
Sure.
So for me, it was fucking. I've never looked at shit like, oh, I'm scared. It's like, fuck you. I'm gonna try to kill you before you try to kill me. And it's that simple.
What was the root of your anger problems?
Nothing. Like just like your parents divorced. You're young. You fucking got to work all the time, and like shit's not smooth. You get upset sometimes. You know what I mean? As a kid, you don't understand why things are happening. So
Right.
It is.
Well, it all worked out.
No, for sure it did. It led me to the best places. You know what I mean?
It's amazing. One last thing I wanted to ask you. You talked about your daughter being sort of like your ride or die. I saw this photo of you guys going on a hike, which seemed pretty damn amazing. Where is this?
Yeah, that was at Red Rock.
Okay.
So she went out to Vegas for like a week with me, and we were out there. And I was training, and I was like, let's go on a hike. And, me, Jim, Aspen, Tom, and my daughter went on a hike, and she loved it. So it was fun.
Love that, man. Well, good luck in training. Appreciate you doing this very, very much, as always, as you know, and looking forward to the fight on the 22nd of August. Thank you, Fluffy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to you soon.
You have a great one.
Same to you. There he is, Anthony Hernandez, Fluffy Hernandez, kind enough to join us. Big fight for him on the 22nd of August. I said at the top of the show the 29th, but it's an important fight. You look at the rankings. He was oh so close to fighting for that title. And where's my rankings thing? Oh, here it is. It's all very confusing now with this meta rankings. Well, let's see what he is in the middleweight rankings. He's 7th. There's a bit of a logjam there. GDP, Nasruddin, Brendan, Joe, Pfeiffer, Kaio, Fluffy. And then you go to the meta rankings. Then you go to the media rankings. You know what's also annoying? They're not, like when you click that button, there's pound for media, no pound for meta. So when you go from one to the other, everything gets shifted. If they just had a pound for meta, I guess they can't do that. Then it would just be easier to toggle between the two. Anyway, he's 6th.
You're asking for too much, man.
It's a lot. Have you noticed that though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you go back and forth, they don't. It's not
not aligned. It's not aligned.
Yes,
yeah.
it's very annoying. It's very annoying.
One day there will be one. That's my prediction. That's
one
my
day
hot
there
take.
will be none.
I have.
That's my.
I actually
dream.
thought that's what you were gonna say.
Oh, I wish.
To be honest.
Unfortunately, I think the trans left the station on that. People love the stupid rankings.
Nah, we're more likely to get a third set of rankings than we are.
It's just more fun to talk and
people love to
whine
talk
about
about
it.
stupid rankings like they mean anything.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fluffy. Mackenzie Dern going to join us at 3:30 to talk about her title fight, August 15th, UFC 330. By the way, this has been bothering me. I need to fix this right here. They did announce that I think tomorrow in Dublin, they're going to be doing a press conference for Ian Gary. They're going to announce the Katie Taylor undercard, September 5th, Croke Park. Ian Gary's going to be there as well with Eddie Hearn to meet the press, to talk about the deal that we talked about last week. He announced it on Wednesday. I'd love to get PT's thoughts on this. We can ask him about it tomorrow, because he was so fired up last week about, what is Eddie doing and all this stuff. You do wonder for something like this. It's a marketing deal. And so the press conference, the UFC, who knows how they react to all of this. The announcement, one thing. Press conference, who knows? People are asking questions. It's interesting. Fascinating times. Fascinating times in the world of combat. Incredible times in the world of boxing. What a show on Saturday night at the Barclays. Top 3 fights were amazing. Great performances. Ben Whitaker, Emiliano Vargas, obviously Boots Zayas, one of the great fights of the year, round 3, in my opinion. And the best podcast, breaking it all down, week in and week out, 2 times a week, is Inside Boxing, hosted by Dan Canobbio and Chris Algieri, produced by Mysterious Frank, his little baby, his little engine that could. I'd like to say produced and engineered by Mysterious Frank, part of the Uncrowned network. And wouldn't you know it, he was kind enough to carve out some time out of his schedule to join us right here and now. Mr. Canobbio himself. How are you, sir?
Let's go, baby. This is big for me. I've been on the Zone Boxing show.
Yeah, you were actually our last guest, so I think you kind of ended that show for us.
I wonder why. Maybe there's some coincidence there. But now I get the call up to the big leagues.
Yes.
This is like going.
This is like going from Westchester to the Garden. Westchester Knicks to the Garden. This is like
G League Knicks.
This is your Tyler Kolek getting the call up. How's pool day?
Knicks shirt right there.
Oh yeah, I see the towel.
Opening night. I was at opening night.
You're one of those fans, hardcore. You were at pool day today. Is that what you were doing on a Monday?
A little pool action. Do the pod on Sunday. We had a huge podcast yesterday covering the Boots and the win. Turning around the episode, doing all the clips. So Monday's the day where I kind of, pop on your show, watch a little soccer, football.
Yeah.
Go to the pool, all that good stuff. And then read all the crazy comments that I'm getting on Twitter.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that in a moment, but just curious, real quick, what's it like working with Frank? Is it enjoyable? Is it everything you thought it was going to be? Please tell us.
Mysterious Frank.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see him at the Dodger game. We had
Be
an
nice.
Uncrowned
Be
outing
nice.
at the Dodger. Yes. Frank is literally the best. I can send him probably the worst audio file ever. My mic isn't on. Chris's mic, there's a dog barking. Chris has a fish in his office. Sounds like he's peeing half the time, and Frank could be like, "Oh no, I can fix it." But I think in the back of his mind, he's like, "I hate these two guys. They're making my life."
Is it
super
coming
hard."
out that obviously? Because it's not true. All right, I love you guys.
No, Frank's the best. Casey also doing a wonderful job uploading it. Everyone, the whole crew. It's phenomenal. It's been a smooth transition and nothing but an avenue of green lights since we joined in February.
I love that. Yes, the Uncrowned family, very happy to have you. A well-oiled machine, some might say. Okay, let's talk about these comments that you're getting. Pertaining to what? What is everyone mad about?
I hate to start there.
Okay.
I'm chronically online. If you watch our show, we almost have a segment where I read back past comments from clips that we put out. And you talk about round of the year, right? You even said it too.
Yeah.
Round 3, round of the year. I put that out. I said, man, we're going to be talking about round 3 for a long time to come. Obviously, both guys had moments. Zayas out of nowhere stuns Boots. I was about 20 rows back, and I could see Boots' legs were not there. He was hurt. I don't care what anyone says. He was hurt in that round. But then you have just out of the woodworks. What do you mean? Why don't you talk about round 7? How come you're not talking about round 1? How come you're not talking about the dismantling that Boots did? All these guys want to talk about is what Zayas does, or how can this be round of the year? And I have to take a step back and realize that, I look at the sport of boxing as like a whole. Like, I'm not a fan of any specific fighter. Like, I like different fighting styles, but I root for the sport. I root for the health of the sport. I want the sport to thrive. So when we have a fight of this magnitude, one of the biggest fights of the year, and it delivers with that round where we have ebbs and flows in a round, because up until that third round, I thought this was going to be a Boots dismantling. I thought maybe he can get him out of there in the first or second round. That's definitely up there, if not the round of the year. So I had to shut off comments sometime.
Oh, 100%.
But,
I had Jay Leon Love. You know Jay Leon Love? He's a trainer for Jake Paul. And I wrote round of the year, and he writes, I said it's one of the best rounds you'll ever see. It's nothing like Hagler Hearns. I'm like, what? Is that it? Is it Hagler Hearns and nothing else? You can't have anything else? I didn't say it's the greatest round of all time. Calm down. Everyone's crazy. It was an unbelievable fight. You know what I love so much about it, Dan? It had some Top Rank in there. It had some Matchroom. It was everything that we thought this deal should be. And I think that Top Rank, with guys like Xander Zayas, with guys like Shushu Carrington, with Keyshawn Davis, with Abdullah Mason, who we're seeing this weekend, with those types of guys, has one of the best young rosters in the biz, and also, dare I say, the best young American rosters in the biz. And this is something that DAZN has been lacking as of late, to have this like American young talent on their cards. So it was great. It lived up to all the hype. It was a phenomenal fight, a phenomenal show. What bothers me, though, more so than all that stuff, is the narrative that Zayas quit, that he's a P-word, that he's a wuss. I'm seeing people call him this. This is absurd, right?
Yeah, well, when Virgil Ortiz and Haney kind of lead the brigade on that, fans are going to follow. Yeah, he didn't quit. I mean, I didn't even spend much time even thinking about that because I was so focused on Boots' performance and the third round and the atmosphere in there. That's just semantics. That's just like Monday morning quarterbacking. Like, he quit. Oh, no, he didn't. He looked over. If you really want to get into it, he looked over at his corner, and the corner threw in the towel. I actually got a message from someone that was in the corner of Zayas, someone from the commission or someone, an inspector, and said that the corner was stopping the fight, and Zayas looked over. Like, he didn't quit. Like, that's absurd. Like, to even say that. And Haney, I don't know where he's coming from with that. And Virgil Ortiz, very uncharacteristic from him. He's on the sidelines. This was supposed to be him in Boots in that ring in the Barclays Center, or maybe even Vegas. And he gets on Twitter from, super bitter. It's really usually not Virgil Ortiz's MO. And he starts throwing out those accusations of quitting. Come on, man. Like, Xander didn't have to take this fight at all. So I know Boots said that afterwards, which I found to be like kind of like a little bit of like an insult. Like, you didn't have to take this fight, but you did. He didn't quit. If anything, he should be commended. I even saw Jake Paul reach on Twitter and say, we need more Xander Zayas out there, because if you think about it, conventional wisdom of boxing, 23 years old, 2 belts, you Top Rank, they would probably want this guy to fight a few more, take a defense in Puerto Rico, or fight at the Garden against maybe a mandatory that's coming up the ranks. Like, stepping in there with Boots, that's an absolutely crazy thing to do for Zayas. I loved it, and I appreciate it. I think all boxing fans do as well. It was a calculated move from Zayas. He came up a little bit short. I think he'll move to 160 and reassess there. But to say he quit, that's insane. This guy should be praised here on Monday morning.
Okay, a few follow-ups. Number one, he's a bigger star today than he was with those 2 belts. No question. I think if you didn't fall in love with Xander Zayas after watching that, I don't care that he lost. I don't care that he was stopped. I don't know what you were watching. Can I ask, what was the atmosphere like? What was Barclays Center there? You were there. Tell me about the atmosphere.
This was amazing because I went in with a media pass, but I didn't really have much to do, like in terms of content. Like I'll get stuff with my phone. But my buddy Adam Lefko, who will be manning the desk for TNT next week, he also had like 1 ticket. So we were kind of floating around, and we met up with some friends, and I actually got to sit like, I wouldn't say like ringside, but just like 1 level up, first row. Like I think they call them the risers at Barclays. And I actually got to watch it as a fan, which I can't even recall the last time I was able to do such a thing. And it really like brought me back. Like everyone around me was super hyped. There were a lot of Boots fans behind me. There were Zayas fans as well. It was full in there. I think Eddie said 16,000. There was some speculation heading into it the week about how this will sell and how it will be promoted. But in terms of the main event was the crowd was very into it. The 3rd round, everyone was on their feet. Everyone on their feet thereafter the 3rd round, because you just never know what was going to happen here. Can Zayas sting him again, or is Boots going to end it? The crowd was really into the Emiliano Vargas stoppage. It helps to get a stoppage in the co-main event. How many times have we seen a co-main event kind of drag and suck the life out of an arena? Ben Whitaker, I thought fans were receptive to him. They didn't exactly know maybe who he was when he was making his ring walk. Oh, this is the guy from the UK who kind of been showboating over the years. We know it's his U.S. debut, but by the end of the fight, 2nd round stoppage, and his post-fight interview, I think the fans were into him as well. So, all in all, I think great crowd. But Brooklyn fans are some of the best. PBC was putting on cards at Barclays Center like consistently. That stopped. It's a great fan base. I would not be shocked if Boots makes that his East Coast home. If not Philly, he can always go down to Barclays, kind of like how Danny Garcia did for years, but the atmosphere was electric.
It came across really well on TV. I said earlier in the show, what just drives me nuts is it's on DAZN, paywall, and then it's on pay-per-view, other paywall. And I know you could do this ultimate nonsense, but to me, this sport, that fight needed to be seen by so many people. That's why I'm so excited about this Abdul Mason fight. July 4th on TNT. This is great. This is amazing. We need more of this. And to put someone I wish this fight was in front of the paywall. And Rick in the back is like, okay, yeah, but how are you going to pay for this? How are you going to afford it? We got to figure it out. The sport, boxing and DAZN in particular, are the last ones left in the pay-per-view business. Right? Like UFC's not in the pay-per-view business, WWE's not in the pay-per-view. They're literally the last ones left. And their roster has never been better. The product has never been better. But no one is going to find out who these guys are. No one's going to fall in love with them like we do if they're behind 2 paywalls.
I agree. I mean, this was the fight to do it. I mean, you have a Puerto Rican versus a black guy. I mean, this was it. This was the fight to get in front of the masses. I will say this, though. TNT, DAZN, they have a partnership now with Bleacher Report and House of Highlights. And they're pumping out clips. It's not the same, but we can take what we can get. And I saw something crazy numbers, like 4 or 5 million views for an Emiliano Vargas clip. Put up the highlights on YouTube. I understand not the same. Can't get everything all at once. Yes, we have Abdullah Mason fighting on TNT on 4th of July. Not the same as Boots and Zayas, but the economics of boxing, we could talk about it all day. Like I still don't know how it even works sometimes when you're paying. I'm happy the fighters are getting the top dollar, but if you think about it, who actually has the DAZN subscription or has the ultimate? It's kind of crazy to think, but yeah, I would love to see like Boots and Zayas is a fight that I would tell my friends about confidently and be like, guys, this is the fight. Like I was sitting with some people that really weren't super into boxing. I would say they were even below casuals, and they were transfixed. Like the looks on their faces during that 3rd round, afterwards, they didn't want to leave. They just wanted to talk about it. It's unlike any other sport out there. Yes, it sucks that it's behind multiple paywalls, but that's just what it is.
Love the card. I really did love the card, and now I'm really curious to see where both these guys go. In fact, actually, just moments ago, Bootsen is tweeting to Xander Zayas, which I thought was really cool. Here he is. Xander Zayas is a true champion. We gave the fans their money's worth. Much respect to you and your team. I hope you're healthy and everything is okay. Blessings to you and your family. You'll be back better. The shots were ferocious. It was just amazing. In the pocket the whole time. Loved that fight. So, I think if you're Virgil Ortiz and you're sitting there saying, I knocked this guy out, this guy's the P word, this guy's a bitch, you have to do everything in your power to make this fight happen. You can't hide behind Golden Boy. You can't say there's problems with Oscar. You need to move heaven and earth to make this fight happen, because let's be honest, this should have been the fight. We thought it was at the goal line, and then all this other litigation stuff popped up. And I could understand why Boots would say, hey, I'm unified. Let me go after Fundora. Let me go after Josh Kelly. Screw all that. We need the Virgil fight, and then we deal with those guys. Agree or disagree?
Oh, 100%. I said that on the show yesterday and put that out there. Like, that's the fight. Like, you can use your eyes. I understand Virgil doesn't have titles. He's never been a champion, which is wild. At 147, at 154, Ring Magazine, I don't put like too much stock into them, but they have a pretty good ranking system. You know, they have Virgil as number one. Like, I think Boots and Virgil are clear cut number one and number two at 154. Sebastian Fundora right behind them. You can interchange two with Virgil or Fundora, however you like, but I 100% agree. The fight to make next is Virgil Ortiz and Jerome Boots Ennis. They have the backstory. They were supposed to fight at 147. We thought we had an agreement. Not only that, like, stylistically, that's a barn burner. Like, that's like a can't miss type of fight. Like, Virgil has like a 90% knockout rate. We see what Boots does in there. It's like almost who can get who first. Like, I dare say, I know you said this, like Hagler Hearns. I don't want to evoke such names out there, but it's that type of fight. Who can get to whose chin first? Virgil and Boots. Because there's a lot of talk about when Boots got his head snapped back. And I said, hey, if that was Virgil, we might be talking about a different story here. Same thing with Virgil. He hit the canvas twice against Sergey Boachuk, who also has iron fists. If Boots touches the chin of Virgil, he's going down. Some of those shots that Boots was landing on Zayas, they were ferocious. Like, I could hear them from where we were. He is just mean-spirited in there, Boots. He's probably the most offensive gifted fighter in boxing today, outside of maybe Inoue, Bam, and Benavidez. And I would put Boots right up there in terms of just offensive onslaught and just from every angle, switching stances. And Virgil, too. Like, he's on the sidelines. I get it, because of the litigation. And it's going to be tough for him now because he's going to have to take way less money. Because think about it, it's all about leverage and negotiations. You know this. Your audience knows it as well. Boots has 2 belts now. Virgil doesn't have 2 belts. Belts in boxing mean more money, mean leverage. So he's going to have to go with his hat in his hand, per se, and try to make this fight for less money and hopefully comes out on top. But he's been out for a while, too, Virgil. He is the WBC interim, interim for Fundora. It can go that way. And even Boots versus Fundora would be unreal. So they're like the 154 division is one of the best in boxing. It just hadn't been moving for a while. And now getting Boots front and center, getting that win, seeing how excited Eddie was afterwards, because there's so many possibilities of really good fights.
Who do you favor in that one?
Which fight, Boots and Virgil?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to go Boots right now. Virgil's really good too. It's even. This is as even as you could get for a big fight, because both guys have knockout power. Both guys are a little vulnerable. It's just got to be careful what word you use, because like I wouldn't say that Boots is like chinny. I wouldn't say he's like defensive. He has defensive lapses. I just can't come up with the proper term for what Boots did on Saturday in that 3rd round, where I don't know his game plan. I don't know if he just got lazy. I don't know if he's supremely cocky and confident and just, you know what, I'll win every exchange. Zayas doesn't have it in there. So he's got that going for him. He's 28 years old. And Virgil, I believe, is around the same age. I mean, that's as pick him as a fight you can make.
Do you think that was Xander's last fight at 54? Do you think he's moving up to 60 next?
Yeah, I thought if he won, he would stick around and try to assess the land, and he'll have a huge win. He'll have the 2 belts. He can maybe look to Fundora and try to get the lion's share of the money there, or go to Josh Kelly. I thought he would be wise to stick around 154 if he won. If he lost, hey, I'm going to 160. It's almost like a fresh start in boxing. Like, we shouldn't put so much emphasis on losses. But if you lose and then you move up to a new weight class, it's something like a fresh start. And 160 is ripe for the taking of Carlos Adames, who I think is probably the best 160-pounder. Yeah, I do think it was his last fight at 154. His next fight, I believe, will be at middleweight, fresh start. Like you said, he's bigger today than he was last week, and he's got a huge fan base. He's got a fan-friendly style, too. Like, I couldn't believe that he came out in range in the 1st round. I thought it was the worst possible game plan, but it was great for us fans.
Oh, it was amazing. Amazing theater. Vargas stoppage, Whitaker stoppage. Any issues with either?
Not really. I thought both guys were going to.
Broadcast hated both. Broadcast hated both. I know you were there. Both said, let them go out on their shield. Didn't like both of them.
New York is very, 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 very conservative with the stoppages. So I'm not shocked by that. I think Bryce Mills was Vargas was going to get him out of there. Same thing with Whitaker. It's prevented a massive knockout, like a highlight reel stoppage. I'm not that pressed about it. I am excited for Ben Whitaker because he won me over on Saturday night. Rivera was really tough. He'd never been beat like that. Coming off a long layoff, Popeye, he arguably beat Badu Jack at cruiser. I thought it was going to go the distance. That's what was one of my picks, and I came away really impressed with Whitaker and Vargas. I'm really hoping that he gets that move too with this deal, because we need young stars.
Hell yeah. You say you're impressed with Whitaker. Most people are. He's very fun. Everything about him is fun. He had the one slip up against Cameron. He talks about the likes of Benavidez like he's very close. He's very close to the upper echelon of light heavyweight. Agree or disagree? How close is he in your opinion?
Well, it's hard to judge fully because I rated Rivera, but he's not top even 20. But you can just use your eyes. Use the eye test. I say it all the time. Whitaker has a quick twitch that you cannot teach. He's got Andy Lee, who I believe is one of the top 3 best trainers in all of boxing. That's a great team there. And Chris said it on our last episode perfectly. They cut out the fluff. They cut out he still was showboating a little bit. It was crazy to see. He almost knew, within the first 30 seconds of the first round, Ben, that he could do whatever he wants in there. And that's got to be an unbelievable feeling as a fighter. But he's got the quick twitch. He's got the power inside of the ring. He's got the charisma outside. Obviously, Eddie's got big plans for him to get him in stadiums. The thing with Benavidez is I don't think Benavidez is going to fight at light heavyweight ever again. He looked too good at cruiserweight, and that's a big-time move down. Bivol is having another surgery on his elbow, and then he wants to fight Callum Smith. Beterbiev is 40-plus and hasn't fought in quite a long time. There isn't a lot of names at light heavyweight. If Benavidez stays at cruiserweight, which I think he'll do, this could be Whitaker might take over real quick.
I don't know. Did you see there was an interaction between Eddie and a reporter at the post-fight press conference?
Who was the press? Do you know who the reporter was? I'm trying to figure it out.
I was trying to go off of the voice. I had some guesses, but then I don't want to say any names because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. It was a little weird how defensive he was, and I think part of that was because Ben was sitting right next to him, and so I think he really wants to show him how loyal he is, and Eddie is the best at that. I didn't think that the questions were out of bounds for anyone who may have missed it. It was just hey, is the next fight going to be a significant step up? And he's like, you're always so negative. Maybe there was something there in the past between him and the reporter, but I think that it's fine. He's still relatively young. You're still trying to build him up after the Cameron slip-up. That was only 2 years ago? Even less than 2 years ago at this point. So I have no problems. I don't think putting him in there against a Benavidez, who I know last fought at cruiserweight, is a necessity at this point. There's a lot to like from where the Matchroom stable sits and where they go with these guys, where the top-ranked stable sits. There was a Zuffa boxing show on Sunday evening. I saw you comment on the ponchos. What was up with the ponchos, by the way? What was going on there? What was that?
I couldn't look past them. They were so abnormally big. First of all, I've never seen a fighter wear that. I've made my points be clear on Zuffa. I don't like the uniforms. I don't like it being in the Apex. I understand last night was at the Cosmo.
Much better show. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. 100%.
The atmosphere.
We need atmosphere. Look at on Saturday night. Yeah. Eddie, go back into Eddie. Eddie was fired up Saturday night. I couldn't believe some of the things he was saying afterwards with Turkey and stick your Zuffa belt up your ass and all this crazy stuff. Look at that atmosphere. I agree. You need an atmosphere. We got to get rid of these uniforms. They're hideous.
They're not.
I get that.
They're not. The UFC has uniforms. They love the uniforms.
No, I don't think they're not hideous. They are.
Oh, I'm saying no. They're not getting rid of them.
I know they're not getting rid of them. I understand what they're doing. We can cry all day long. They're not going away, number one, Zuffa. They're not changing anything. And they're going to be here to stay because they have deep pockets. They have powerful people. And there's certain aspects of it that I don't like. I don't like the uniforms. I don't like the Apex. I don't exactly love what they're doing with the Muhammad Ali Act. We've been very clear about that on our show. But there are things that I do like, giving fighters opportunities. I've heard Robert Garcia tell Chris and many others like they're paying really well. And look at, on the top level, Bam Rodriguez is up, his contract is up, and he can use Zuffa as leverage. I'm all for fighters making the top dollar. There's certain things like, the uniforms. I understand it's not everything. We did a clip and it went kind of viral in the boxing world of us complaining about the uniforms. And I had some people say, just a uniform. Who cares? No, it means more than that. It means stripping away a fighter's identity. It means taking away sponsorship opportunities. And it just looks bland. It looks so black and white. I hate that. And Oscar put it in his clapback Thursday, which was kind of funny.
What a huge honor. That's a huge honor for you.
It doesn't get any bigger than that, being in the clapback. The ponchos were weird, but what do you Sunday nights what do you think about Sunday night? Do you like Sunday night? Because I love boxing. I can't get enough of it. I didn't want to watch any boxing yesterday. So I wanted to just do something else.
It's a weird one because I understand why you would want to do it and not go head to head with a major show or UFC or whatever. But UFC was in the morning, and I don't think they're all that worried about DAZN. It seems to me like, all right, if you remember it's on, I'm not programmed to think boxing on Sunday, right? It's historically was a wrestling night back in the day. It was never an MMA or boxing night. And so I'm not programmed. And so I'll be honest, I saw it on the timeline and then I was like, oh shit, let me put this on. There was nothing else on. But yes, I prefer a Friday or a Saturday. There's something about Sunday that just doesn't scream combat sports to me. It doesn't feel like that sort of last stop before the weekend type of vibe. But I do like that they're out of the Apex. I do like that the fights were competitive, that they were fun, that there were nice stoppages and whatnot. Main event, a little controversial with that second shot, De Los Santos' knee on the ground. But I wanted to ask you because you see Dana at the post-presser and it's like, Eddie doesn't matter, I'm having fun, they're miserable, we're kicking their ass, judge me in January. And then you talk to Eddie and he's like, I'm having the time of my life and I want war. And it's like they're both living in these alternate universes. And so who is winning in your opinion in this ongoing battle between Eddie and Dana?
It's just they are. They're winning.
They are winning simultaneously?
Eddie's winning because he loves this stuff. With signing with the Matchroom agency, which I don't understand. I get what he's doing now, but isn't he now making these MMA stars bigger, which is then in turn helping UFC, like making Aspinall bigger, the newest signing last week. I think Eddie's winning it because I think Dana's bigger than Eddie globally. And just like in boxing, you need a counterpart. You need someone talking about you every single week until it comes to a fever pitch and you eventually have to fight. I don't want to see them fight. I would love if they just shut up sometimes because it's just out of control. It's just too...
Nah, it's good. It gives us stuff to talk about.
I get it, but after a while, it's just like it's just repeats now. They're saying the same things over and over. Like nothing's going to change. They're not going to have a peace summit. If anything, Eddie...
You don't want the peace summit. I want it broadcast on the Ring Twitter. I want the peace summit stream.
I love how Turkey wants a peace summit. Meanwhile, he's the reason why everyone is going at each other's necks. But that's the fuckery of it, which Eddie said. Yes, that's the fuckery.
He loves the fuckery.
But Eddie was fired up on Saturday night. Like, I love that. Like, I'm a traditional boxing guy. I believe belts matter. I want the traditions of boxing to stay intact. Does the sport need help? Absolutely. Does it need a shakeup? Are there certain things about Turkey that he brings to the table that I've loved over the last two years? Absolutely. But I loved Eddie coming out and saying, like, take your Zuffa belt and shove it. Look at this crowd, the belts, like real fights. It felt like Saturday night felt like a real throwback. It was a throwback fight to begin with. Two guys under the age of 30. Didn't really have to fight, doing it for pride and all that, and it delivered. So Eddie was like absolutely fired up Saturday night, and he probably went a little too far, like because now he has to, Joshua's going to Saudi in less than a month with Turkey, so he's gonna have to probably smooth that over with Turkey because he was talking.
It'll be
crazy.
Fine. He's done that in the past. It'll be fine.
He knows how to toe that line, Eddie.
Do you think? I feel like. I don't know. I'm curious how this all plays out. I really don't know at this moment. Dana keeps saying, judge us in January. I don't know what we'll be saying in January. My main take is if you think these guys are going away, if you think that they are, if this is their final form, if this is the finished product, you are kidding yourselves. some of the smartest people in sports business are behind Zuffa Boxing, some of the deepest pockets as well. They're not going anywhere. The question is, I don't know what they're going to be in January, but if they do in fact sign Shakur, Devin, and some of these other names, the Conor-Ryan fight, I don't know how that's going to play out with Oscar, who knows? They're going to be the most powerful entity in the sport. Usyk, maybe they sat with him. I understand he's asking for a lot of money. We'll get to him in a moment. Would you be surprised if they get Shakur and Devin? Because to me, those guys always sort of march to the beat of their own drum, especially Devin. He'll go wherever he needs to go to make a fight, but he doesn't get tied down. He certainly doesn't get told what he's going to wear. Shakur as well. Would you be, was a little bit surprised if you find out one morning that they actually sign with these guys? No.
Nothing surprises me anymore. I used to have a good feel about what fights could get made in the old, like before Turkey, pre-Turkey days. I could have a good feel of, that fight will never happen, or that guy will never sign with that guy because of the restrictions and the quote unquote, sides of the street. Anything is possible now. With Turkey involved, it's Turkey who is funding Zuffa. If they do sign Shakur, he's not going to be fighting in an Apex, not going to be fighting with the uniform. They're going to operate on two different structures. There's the ring cards, the super cards, and then there's the Apex one where there's supposedly going to be a league one day. I think we're in the infancy stages of what Zuffa Boxing is. This is like chapter 1, first couple pages. But you got to be impressed. Like, they are signing some big names. If they sign Shakur and Haney, if Haney fights Shakur somehow, like with Zuffa's involvement, that's a big time fight, and that's a big time move for them. Like signing Usyk, who has one fight left, what does that really mean? Like, what does that do? Like Fury, Joshua, okay, under the Zuffa banner, it's just signage, and it's not anything different than, say, like when 50 Cent got into boxing and tried to do that, or another failed promoter tried to get involved. Like, you can buy a fight. You can throw money at fighters. You're not really changing anything. So I think they're going to throw money at fighters, which has been happening in boxing for years. Like, even DAZN did it when they first came out. Then scoop everyone up, but then also keep your Sunday night cards, that little engine going, until they eventually just come to, they have both. And then that's when they want to take over. That could be decades. That could be a long time, because I don't think Eddie, Frank Warren, Top Rank, DAZN, they all feel like they're coming together to kind of fight that off. So it is a very interesting time in boxing, but I really think Zuffa will be the final one standing. It's just a matter of when.
My least favorite storyline, the storyline that is most boring to me right now in combat sports, is who's promoting Fury Joshua? Who gives?
Oh God, who cares?
Who cares? I know. Does he know? Where's it happening? I don't know. Ask him. Who gives a crap? It's Turkey. Turkey's promoting it. He's the money behind it. Who cares?
I put out a video and I'm like, if this doesn't sum up the current state of boxing, I don't know what it does. A fight that's 10 years too late, that doesn't have any real significance outside of just name recognition of two big-time British stars, and now we have promoters fighting over it. Like, no one's ogling for this fight. Like, if it doesn't happen, I'm fine. Do I want to see it? Yes. Do I care who's standing in between them on fight night or at the weigh-in? No. And it's just like two promoters, two entities taking a fight that isn't a Mayweather-Pacquiao, that isn't like we have to see it, like a red-hot fight, and just fighting over it and thinking fans care. If anything, I think fans are turning the other way, are getting upset now and saying, like, man, I don't even, Fury and Joshua, like, that fight should happen in 2018. And now we have the billionaires fighting over who's going to control it. Ugh. I mean, it's just boxing for you.
What do you make of Alexander Usyk vacating the titles? The word is he wants one more fight against Deontay Wilder. I was hoping for the Rico rematch. If he wasn't going to fight Caballel and defend those belts, I think Rico deserved it, but nevertheless, what do you make of his decision?
I was a little bit surprised because he told everyone, like, I got 3 more in me. But I think the Rico fight was a big eye-opener for him. He didn't look as in shape. He had a little bit of a flab there. There was, maybe he's putting on more weight because Rico's a giant. I don't know. Didn't look great in that fight. Didn't have the same angles. Didn't have the same movement in there. Ultimately did get him out of there controversially. So I'm not surprised. I like him. I don't like him giving up the belts because I want to see him continue to fight, but it's a kind of an admirable thing. Like, all right, give up the belts, let someone else get them, let someone else fight for them. Don't hold up the division. I think fans can appreciate that. I think fans hate when fighters hold up the belts. Like Tank Davis technically still has a WBA belt, and he hasn't fought since March of 2025. So him giving up the belts is a way for him to say, you know what, I'm just going to go fight whoever. It's not going to be for a title. I'm just want to do my own thing, make the most amount of money possible. I just don't know, like, is there a thirst for Usyk versus Wilder? Who's putting up the money for that here in the States? It's not PBC. It's not Top Rank. It's not Matchroom, I don't think. So therefore, that leaves Zuffa. So is this going to be an Usyk versus Wilder for the Zuffa belt? And Usyk can hoist the Zuffa belt on his shoulder and say,
Yeah,
I've got
it could
every
be a one-off. I saw that they met, but I know he's asking for a lot of money, and I don't know if there's a huge amount of interest in that fight. There's MF Pro, they're out there as well. Maybe they'll put that one.
It's a big money fight. I mean, Usyk is one of the biggest names, so he's gonna he could ask for a lot.
Is it a big money fight though? Is it a big money fight?
It's a big money fight for what Usyk wants.
Yeah,
like he's got a price now. He is technically the heavyweight champion of the world, even though diminished after the Rico fight.
Caballero.
I love the Rico fight. Caballero, yes. I mean, that was it. If he kept the belts, Caballero in Germany or Caballero in Poland, like, I had to issue an apology to Caballero because I was not familiar with how popular this guy is.
Yeah.
He is a big-time star over in Germany. Like, that stadium or that arena was packed for his last fight, and he's really good. But I did say this on the show last time. There are people out there that are being like, man, Usyk ducked Caballero. I mean, Usyk ducked this, that, and the other. When you look back on Usyk's career, the first sentence of his career story is not going to be Alexander Usyk ducked Ajit Caballero in 2026. No, it's going to be two-time undisputed champ or two-division undisputed champ, cleared out divisions, fought on the road, great person from all accounts. There's always going to be another champ. There's always going to be another contender. So I really think he can do whatever he wants. Him giving up the belts, I think, gives him more of a pass now to just go out and search for the highest bidder in crazy types of fights.
I do hate that Caballero just becomes champion. Like, there's no vacant.
Why are we doing that?
I hate that. It's just a graphic. Mauricio Suleiman very much in his feelings over the fact that he found out on social media all kinds of shade in that video.
I was shocked.
Mauricio. Yes.
I was shocked. I was shocked. Or he put out we just had a very emotional, what's the word? Disappointed.
Yes.
The disappointment. Disappointed is Mauricio. I've had my interactions with him on socials. Like, the audacity of these guys that think that, listen, the fighter makes the belt, not the other way around. The fighter makes the belt. So get that out of your mind, where Usyk has to come to you and say, Mr. Suleiman, I'm giving up the title. No, you just put out a video. That's what everyone does now. You put out something on social and see it when you can. I mean, maybe Suleiman felt away because he sanctioned the Rico fight, and to much criticism. And that's the biggest part I didn't like about the Rico fight, was that it was for a heavyweight title. I thought Rico was kind of jumping the line. We'll say this, though. I didn't know much about Rico Verhoeven heading in. The guy's the man. He has such a great personality and great attitude, and he's so respectful. I do hope Usyk fights Verhoeven. I'd rather see the rematch than Wilder.
Yes, absolutely. I'd rather see the rematch other than, I mean, the Caballero fight was great, but I can understand why it doesn't interest him. A Talma would be great, but I can understand why that doesn't interest him. Yeah, I mean, he got screwed. We talked about it ad nauseum. I'm just looking at this, speaking of the WBC, they've announced a 250th anniversary of the United States belt that's going to be awarded to the winner of Shushu Carrington versus Rene Palacios. Not the main event winner, the Shushu winner. Look at that belt right there.
Nothing says USA 250 like Shushu Carrington hoisting that thing over.
The best part about this is at the next Ali Act hearing in Congress or whatever, they're going to add this to the number of belts out there, because they added, there was like all kinds of belts being discussed and the number of belts. Obviously, this is not a real belt. By the way, can I ask you before?
Wait, was that made up?
No, this is real.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing. I can't tell anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't tell the difference anymore with the WBC and all these belts.
It was just sort of announced over the weekend, maybe even on Saturday. Canelo and Billy just postponed, but no reason given. What happened?
No reason.
That's it?
The biggest star in the sport, who famously sat on the couch while UFC BMF title who has got a massive ego, who has to fight on May and September, and when he's healthy.
In Riyadh.
And I hate that the fight's there. I don't get this move. I put it on Twitter, and some people were chiming in like, oh, it's because of Ryan and Conor. Since when does Canelo move off of the September date, which means more than the May date? This is the Mexican Independence weekend. This is the bigger one, albeit in Saudi, so it's clearly for $1. And it's weird to see Canelo as almost like an employee now. He used to call the shots, and whatever he says goes. He's the number one star in boxing even now, and ticket mover, and making move mountains. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a budget thing. Maybe it's let's get him in October at this big start of Riyadh season, and then let's get Conor Ben and Ryan Garcia on that September date. Maybe they're moving it to the States. I'm hopeful for that. I believe Canelo fighting in Saudi Arabia in his last swan song, the last couple fights, was he have like 3 or 4 more fights left? 2 of them in Saudi kind of sucks. Like I want them all to be in Las Vegas because Canelo
or Mexico,
in Vegas, anywhere but Saudi Arabia. It's not the same. Like he had the worst performance of his career against Skull in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
middle of the night, no one there. This is a guy who feeds off the energy of the crowd. Some fights do have to happen in Saudi in order for them to happen. I get that.
I'm fine with AJ Prenga being in Saudi. You know what I mean? Even though I think AJ should be fighting at Bivol,
like who neither guy has like a huge fan base, and you can't put it in Russia. Like so, put it in Saudi. Whatever. Some fights have to be there. Canelo is Canelo. He can fight in Mexico. He can fight in Vegas. He can fight in LA. He's fought the Garden before. I just think we're only getting X amount of fights left for Canelo, and to have him in Saudi Arabia in the middle of the night, it's just like a waste.
Feels like ages ago that Ryan Garcia announced on The Tonight Show that he's fighting Conor Ben. Let's just assume that fight is happening. Who do you like?
Ryan Garcia should win that. He really showed me something in the fight with Barrios. I understand Barrios was one of the weakest champions in recent years, but I saw enough there. Really good jab, good defense. Obviously, his left hand is absurdly quick and the power shots are on point. I don't rate Ben at all. I like the fight because it's just like fun and it's a spectacle. If they do it in Vegas, it'd be fun. It's something different. Ryan, he should win that fight. But I don't understand why Ryan Garcia is not fighting Devin Haney. I mean, that fight was there, and we're just glossing over it. Like they negotiated for like a week, and then we just moved on.
Oh, speaking of great fights at the Barclays Center, I would love to see that, especially this version of Ryan Garcia against a motivated. Oh my God, yeah, it would be amazing. It would be absolutely amazing. The show is Inside Boxing, part of the Uncrowned family. Obviously, we added Inside Boxing, the Uncrowned Wrestling Show, which I know is a favorite of yours as well.
I listened to it. I have no idea what he's even talking about. I just like his voice.
That's the Solid Monster, one of a kind.
I know everything about AEW and what's going on.
There you go.
Kind of.
That's the whole point of the show. You don't have to watch. You just get caught up every Tuesday, get caught up with you and Chris Sunday, Thursday. That's the latest one, Inside Boxing on YouTube. Check them out right now. Great episode a couple weeks ago. Dan interviewing his father, the legendary Bob Canobbio, founder of CompuBox. Little known fact.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was so cool. And the comments were, some guy said he called his dad after listening to it. I was like, bro, come on. I'm used to like the hate comment. Dan sucks. He makes up words. He's horrible. Who is this guy? He's never boxed before. He doesn't know shit. The Bob Canobbio episode warmed my heart. And he's a legend. He's way cooler than me. Go back and listen to it. Unreal stories from Bob.
Oh, yeah. No, a tremendous listen. Well done to you, to your dad, of course, to Chris. You guys do a tremendous job. Great stuff. Let's do this more often, all right? Carve out some time.
I'm waiting for the call.
Out of the schedule.
Waiting for the call.
All right,
waiting
we'll
for
see.
the call.
Thank
Frank,
you, Dan.
Love you, bro. Love you, Frank.
Enjoy the pool.
I will.
There he is. Frank, you didn't want to say anything back?
I was talking to him right now.
Okay, what are you saying?
Still no love you too, though.
Yeah.
Just wanted
He
to point
hopped
that out.
off.
It's a lot of love one way.
Yeah, one-way traffic.
Not
Traffic.
both ways. It's like you take the reservation, but you don't keep the reservation. What's that from?
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's one I know.
That's a classic. Great meme after the Game 4 comeback.
Oh, yeah.
You have the lead, but you don't keep the lead. Jerry, Larry talking to each other. What about those Brasileiros? 2-1 over Japan?
Crazy game.
Seemed like it was a little squeaky bum, huh?
Japan went up 1-0 and then 2 Brazilian goals in the second half, and the second one was in like the 96th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who is it? My boy Rafinha? Vinny Jr.?
Who was it? Casemiro got the first one? Who got the second one?
Casemiro got the first. Martinelli got the second.
There it is.
Martinelli!
Yeah, Martinelli. Rafinha
Wow.
didn't play today. I think he's injured.
Oh.
And Neymar didn't get subbed on either.
Wow. 2-1 over Japan. All right. Oh, yeah, there it is. 95th minute. Golly.
The Brazilian joined the first place Canadians.
Yeah, no longer top of the mountain. Isn't that weird? And we have a Brazilian coming up right now. Who would have thought?
Who would have?
An actual Canadian and a Brazilian, the only 2 of the 16. Look at us. Germany, Paraguay coming up. Could we get
Abus Magomedov
or Dennis Seaver? And then Netherlands, Morocco. Let's get Alistair Overeem.
Let's do an Abus Magomedov, Dennis Seaver face to face.
And Badr Hari sitting in the middle. Everyone.
Aji Cabello.
Any
throw him in there too.
Paraguayan? Perugian?
There's definitely someone. Definitely not Perugian.
Paraguayan. Any Paraguayans? No. In a matter of moments, we're going to be joined by the reigning defending UFC strawweight champion Mackenzie Dern. She returns to action on the 15th of August in Philadelphia, UFC 330. Obviously, we know Issa Makhachev, Ian Machado Gary, main event, co-main event, strawweight title. Feels like it's been a while since we've had 2 titles on the same card, or maybe I'm crazy. Has it not been a while since we've had that? Feels like it's been a minute.
Is this the first time 2 undisputed titles on the line in 2026?
Oh, 2026, for sure. Wasn't in the January one, wasn't in the February. March was BMF. April was vacant. May was one. Yeah, how about that?
Even White House was an interim.
Even White House was interim, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. That is wild. So it'll take 8 months before we get the first. Obviously, she won the vacant title over Virna Jandiroba on that UFC 321 card in Abu Dhabi, the one in which Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane fought. And all kinds of controversy came in the aftermath of all of that. Hopefully we get that in the very near future. And then we'll do more news and notes on the back end of all of that, unless we don't. Do we have her, or do we know her? Okay, all right. So maybe we can. I saw this tweet here from Paulo Costa. Speaking of Brazilians, he just tweeted this. He seems to be a little antsy about his next assignment. The man they call Borrachinha, the man they call the Eraser. Our good friend Paulo Costa, who was in studio after his win in August in New Orleans, and obviously fought relatively recently as well at light heavyweight. Since I fought in April, I've been looking for the next fight. I've eventually opened the door to fight at heavyweight. UFC told me to wait. Here we are. It's already July, and I am still looking to fight someone else at light heavyweight, middleweight, or even heavyweight. But the answer from UFC by Hunter Campbell is the same. Wait. I want to fight. I don't want to wait. I have just one more fight on my contract, and I want this fight to happen soon. But for some reason, they don't. What's up with that? Are they keeping Paulo on ice? One fight left. Heavyweight. I know he had a thing with Josh Hokett, but that seems like a big jump. I like him at light heavyweight. Look great at light heavyweight. I don't know about heavyweight. I also saw this tweet from Khamzat Chimaev, once again, picking a fight with Sean Strickland. Accept the fight. Don't run. I'll beat you anyway. The sooner this happens, the easier it will be to breathe. It's hard to say this when the fight just went the way in which it did. But the longer this goes, the more I'm starting to feel like he's getting an immediate rematch and it's not going to be Imavov. Anyone disagree? Feels like, I don't know. Feel that, it just seems like that's the way the UFC kind of does things these days, which I would feel bad for Imavov. He deserves it, in my opinion. Speaking of Sean Strickland, I saw this interesting interaction here between Sean Strickland and Hunter Biden, of all people. This is not a joke. Sean tweeted, "Every day I wake up and I want to drink or drugs." I want a drink or drugs. Some days I feel so disconnected, bored, and empty, and the thought of a beer or a little weed just to ground me, make me present is so justifiable in my mind, but I know where that road leads. Just say no and endure. Hunter Biden replies, "Thanks for sharing this, man. Knowing we aren't alone in that struggle makes it a little easier, at least for me." That was nice. Sometimes you get some nice interactions on social media. I like that. That was great. All right, more news and notes to come. For now, though, we are being joined by the reigning defending UFC strawweight champion. She returns to action on the 15th of August, co-main event, UFC 330. First title defense as strawweight champion. She, of course, won that vacant title back in October. She is the pride of Brazil, the one and only Mackenzie Dern, kind enough to join us right here and now on this Monday afternoon. Hello, Mackenzie. How are you?
Hey, Ariel. I'm good. How are you?
Were you just celebrating Brazil beating Japan?
Yes. Super happy. Excited. Last, minute they made it.
Very
So it's
stressful,
good.
right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But Brazil's very, emotion, Everything's
Were you emotional? Were you emotional watching it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because if they lose, then they're out.
Yes,
the whole
of
thing.
course.
So it's it's not like the round before, now it's everyone counts. So definitely.
As of right now, Mackenzie, there are only 2 teams that have advanced to the round of 16, to the next round. Brazil and Canada. Me and you.
Ooh, that's awesome.
How about that? We're sort of on the
Congrats.
same level, kind of.
Dang. Yeah, so I know who you'll be rooting for when I'm fighting Gillian.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, too. Canada and Brazil. I have no favorites. I keep it down the middle.
I'm just kidding.
Yes. Okay, can I ask about this fight? Because I think that we all thought, oh, of course, your next fight is going to be against Zhang Weili. Why is it not against Zhang Weili?
I can't give you that response. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they were talking about Weili. They had mentioned Macau and then the White House, New Jersey. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened or what's going on, but they came back with Gillian Robertson, I think after her win against Amanda Lemos. That was maybe April. And so, yeah. And then August 15th in Philadelphia, which I think is where she trains out of. I'm not sure, but I think she's local from there. So, yeah, it'll be exciting. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's the deal with Weili or what's happening.
Were you disappointed that it wasn't her?
No, definitely wasn't disappointed. I mean, I would be excited to fight her, but I mean, not in a pressure way, you know what I mean? As in I need to prove people. I feel like there's a lot of people who talk about I'm not the champ because I didn't beat her, things like that, So for me, it would just be an honor and I'd really like to test myself and it would be amazing to beat her. But yeah, I mean, if it's if I have 6 more months or whatever, however many title fights I can get in and just get better and better and be even more prepared to fight her, I'm excited for that.
Does that talk bother you when people say that? Oh, you're not the champ because you didn't beat her?
No, because I mean, I don't see any champions saying that, I mean, I don't even know who is. I mean, the people who are saying that are obviously people who've never even been a champion in fighting, I'm going to let them know, I don't know, probably maybe a school race at school or something, in high school or something like that, maybe the max, but no one who's actually been a UFC champion is saying that I'm not a champion,
Right.
or anyone who's kind of really accomplished something. So it's I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, that's what they gave me or Virna. I don't think they're going to be saying to Virna if she would have won that she wasn't the champion, so it doesn't really bother me.
So it's been about 8 months since you won that belt. Has life changed dramatically for you? Would you say it's been a big difference since you became champion?
It's definitely been a big, just routine-wise and all the opportunities and just everything you kind of, I mean, I guess you can say no. Yeah, you have to say no to some of the stuff because otherwise you can't train. But it definitely is a big difference in how many different opportunities and things that you have to do because you're the champion, and you want to do them too because it's that's kind of the best time you can kind of give back to just charities, fundraisers, kind of inspiring people and use your story and use your lifestyle and your accomplishments to kind of do something more than just your accomplishment, So you want to be able to do as much as you can, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to stay on the top when you're you can barely maintain a routine for training when you're traveling all the time and doing all this stuff.
Kudos to you. I saw you donated, I think it was 200 prom dresses to young girls. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I was part of the charity, so I went there and I was able to help, Mirabelle, and she found her dress for prom. So it was like the whole organization. They donated like shoes and accessories, purses, necklaces, dresses for a lot of like really underprivileged young ladies going to prom. So it was so much fun to be part of that. And yeah, really excited. And it was cool for them to kind of see me like, they see me like, being a champion and just like punching people in the face and getting punched in the face and stuff like that. And then being on a more friendly, relationship and just kind of seeing me like outside of that. It was cool. I think they really like, man, she's just like, she's a girl like us and she likes the same stuff as us and she accomplished this. So hopefully they got inspired and they enjoyed their prom night.
True or false, the best thing that has come your way since becoming champion is the little bit that you did with Brian Ortega at the Golden Globes. Was that the best thing?
I mean, honestly, it was
this
kind
is
of
magic. This is great. Great acting.
Oh gosh. Okay. So honestly, Brian, they told us to like mean mug and look like we're supposed to be tough and everything. And we were there, like we were all dressed up, and so we got like the whole experience, everything. But that was just kind of their way of, combining UFC with Paramount now, which is cool. So I hopefully the next time we get to like present awards and stuff like that. But they said we were supposed to look tough and everything. Brian, as soon as he came out, he saw like one of the actors that he's cool with, that he's a fan with and everything. And he's like smiling and stuff. I'm like, oh great, now I'm doing this all by myself, like trying to look mean because I'm one of the least mean looking fighters, I definitely don't have like the Ronda Rousey tough look, so it was super fun. We got to meet so many different people. And yeah, it's really cool how the actors and actresses, they like the fighting and all this stuff and us to be able to be there. And Paramount's doing a lot for UFC. So it's really crazy the kind of promoting we're doing now. So everything is way more like movie-ish, not very like raw sportish. It's more like big productions and commercials and stuff like that. So it's cool.
I thought it was fine. I think they should have let you guys give out an award at the very least. You walk up there, give out an award.
That would have been fun, right? I feel like that would have been fun. But I mean, it was the first time. And yeah, we got so dressed up and it was such an amazing experience. And it was actually pretty last minute. They had called us like very last minute. I think like I went and had to get like the whole look like 2 days before. So crazy.
By the way, you mentioned earlier the White House. I had heard that there was talks of your fight against Zhang being on the White House card. Were you disappointed ultimately that it didn't come to fruition, that you couldn't fight on a card like that?
No. I mean, I was when I heard that it wasn't going to happen. But after being there and working, like I worked the event, I watched it, I was there live and just seeing like what the fighters went through and just so many delays and what they're kind of had to be. It really is like what Dana said, it's just they had to have fighters that could really count on and just a different, be ready for whatever gets thrown at them. And I was very happy that I was able to just experience it and enjoy it because it was a very surreal and memorable event, and if you're fighting, you can't really, I mean, unless you're like Justin Gaethje, you can remember that for the rest of your life, Right. But I mean, it was such a crazy event, and I'm so happy I was able to watch it in the end and not be involved in actually having to like focus on defending my title against someone there.
I'm curious what you think about the state of women's MMA right now, because there haven't been a lot of women's MMA main events. Your title fight. The last one was in October. This one will be in August. Obviously, we haven't seen Kayla in some time, and that's injuries. But it just feels like there's not as many featured women's fights these days on the UFC cards. Do you have any sort of theory as to why? Any feelings about all of this?
No, I mean, I think just the men have been coming up in like a big wave of the newcomers that are all like ready to fight for the belt, and I feel like in women's too, that's coming up pretty soon, so I think everything is just kind of like a wave and how it goes. I think right now, like my fight the card 330 will be Ian Gary and Islam, so Ian's someone who's been like, up and coming and everything like that. I think later Carlos Prats and so I mean, I just think the guys have been on this. It came like this wave of like the guys that have been climbing the ranks, and me looking back on the ranks for the 115, 125, and even the 135, I see a lot of upcoming girls that are going to be fighting for the title pretty soon. So I think it's coming.
Okay. By the way, you just mentioned Ronda Rousey earlier. What did you think of her fight against Gina?
Oh, man. I mean, she killed it. I mean, it was like, what, 10 seconds or 15 seconds?
17,
I think.
yeah.
17 seconds. So, I mean, I didn't expect anything different, but honestly, just, I mean, as a woman, to see like Gina come back after like, I think, I don't know, 20 years or something like that too. And just like put herself out there and, just like, making weight and training again and like that self-esteem and just, being back in there, I think. And then Ronda too, she's a mom and coming back in there. I mean, I know people are like, oh, who wants to see these girls fight each other? But it's like, they still brought in lots of followers and it's exciting. I mean, everyone remembered Ronda being at her best, and obviously she lost to Amanda and Holly Holm, but doesn't take away of all the athleticism. And I mean, she's an Olympian. I think so. It's still exciting just to see. I mean, it was the same. I think it was Mike Tyson when he fought. Who did he fight? He fought, Jake Paul. You know, it's like, I mean, Mike Tyson was out for so long, but everyone still wanted to see him in there. You know what I mean? And just see it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like it was just fun for the sport and fun for people to see something. Even though it was fast. I wish it could have been longer so we could see a little bit more, but it was good. She definitely didn't want to risk anything.
Yeah. Your opponent on August 15th, Gillian Robertson, has only been submitted once, and that was back in 2018. Is this something that you have noticed? Do you think about that, given your background? She's been great as of late, right? She's won 5 in a row. She's looked really good. Do you note that and say, I'd like to give her one, or do you not think that way?
I mean, I would definitely like to submit her just because she's kind of been someone who's been talking so much about, like, submissions and like she's kind of been like comparing herself a lot to me even before I was a champion, just like that she has more submissions than me and stuff like that. And she's never really been someone that I've paid attention to. I don't know if it was just because she was in the 125 division or what. But so, I mean, definitely the fact that she like has this whole thing about being like the best submission artist and stuff like that. And she's kind of like, I don't know. I just felt like she's kind of like throwing a little bit of shade or just kind of putting down all my accomplishments and everything in jiu-jitsu, like as if I'm not this good jiu-jitsu fighter, So I would definitely like to be able to submit her because that would be amazing. And I'm trying to obviously get my submissions up. I'm like have the most submissions and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the goal, we're just training so hard to beat her every single place. And so she has no outs, So we want to like still at the same time, even though I like to get the submission, we want to be solidify ourselves as a great champion and just constantly getting better in all areas.
So there is a little bit of, would you say, like tension here? That you haven't appreciated some of the things that she said?
I mean, I feel like she. I mean, I don't know. I feel like she has that against me because, I mean, who's been calling me out for before I was even the champion? She had something about me. I don't know if it was she didn't like what people were saying about submissions or if she felt that, but it was never anything that I said against her. But I definitely feel like she's been wanting to fight me for a while. I don't know why. So I try not to take things personally, especially being the champion, because now I'm like, oh yeah, everyone calls you out because they want to be the champion, But she's someone who's been kind of talking about me even before I was a champion, So I'm really excited to get this fight in and kind of just let her feel how I am, because I feel like she doesn't expect that I'm that good, I guess.
Respect you? Do you think she doesn't respect you?
No, it would be super crazy if she didn't respect me because I mean, I know she has these submissions, but I've never seen her at like any IBJJF tournaments. I've never seen her at ADCC. I've never seen her at any of like World Pro tournaments. I mean, I've competed my whole life since I'm 3. So it's like, well, no, I started competing when I was 5. I started training when I was 3. But still, it's like, there's no way she can't respect me. You know what I mean? But I mean, she probably just believes in herself and probably, thinks that I think she has more MMA fights than me, so she probably believes that her jiu-jitsu is more adaptable for MMA. But I mean, I'm down for everything. I'm down for striking, for like, wrestling, judo, the cage, ground and pound, like grappling, everything. So I mean, I definitely I'm not gonna say that it's impossible because I mean I've seen black belts get submitted by blue belts in MMA and the UFC, and that with everything mixed up, it's like I mean I'm a black belt. I wasn't able to submit like Yan Shannon, and she was a white belt, you know, in 25 minutes. So I mean I know everything comes into place, but I feel like she's gonna do what Virna did, but like better, you know, and it's like try to get a takedown and try to just stay on top for the whole rounds and be safe and win it like that, you know. But I'm really like focused on winning the fight as a whole, you know, and not like stealing stuff, you know, stealing the round or trying to be safe, you know. I'm going out there to like really have her feel why I'm the champion and why I do have good submissions and why, you know, I'm a good fighter.
She has 7 submissions in the UFC. That's the most ever for the women's divisions. You have 5. So you submitted.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
That's good.
That's your polite way of being like, shut the hell up, Ariel. No one gives a shit.
No. I think that's awesome. Really. I think obviously it would be amazing if I could submit her. But yeah, I mean, I just think people come in with a whole different level of worry and defense when they're fighting me. You know, that's someone that's kind of like the big thing behind me is like, don't go to the ground with her. And then then compared to someone against like Gillian that, I mean, until they fight her, they probably don't know too much about her, you know, or like really what her background's or, you know, if they're black belts, they're probably like, oh, I could probably hang with her, you know. It's like, you know, until they get like in a pretzel or like they get caught up in something, then she has probably good pressure. But I mean, I don't think she's going to have better pressure than like Gabby Garcia that I fought or my dad or like all these people that I fought in my whole life, you know. So I'm going to be prepared for everything, but I just think I'm going to be able to throw so many different things at her. Like maybe she'll defend 1, 2, 3, but it's like, it's just it's infinite of the type of amount of like submissions and just positions and things I can throw at her, you know? So I assume she's excited for this title fight. She's been asking for it for a while. Like she's been asking to fight me. So I know she's going to come prepared. I know she has Dean Thomas in her corner and he's like analyzes the fights a lot. So I know they're probably going to come with a great game plan and us too. So it'll be exciting.
I have to say my interest and excitement level after this conversation has now increased tenfold. I'm very excited about this. You have set the table very well. Can I ask, as an expert in jiu-jitsu, I think it's very fair to call you that. How would you rate her skills? Do you think that she's doing it against maybe like subpar, you know, submission defense? Do you think that she is up there with the likes of the black belts you mentioned? How would you rate her skills as a submission artist?
Oh, no. I think she has good submissions against MMA girls. I don't think that she has, I don't think that she would be able to hang, like, with, like, my training right now. I'm training with, like, the number one, like, the top girls in IBJJF, like, jiu-jitsu, black belt level right now. You know, that's, like, all my training partners. So jiu-jitsu to jiu-jitsu, I don't see Gillian have that type of jiu-jitsu level. Probably, like, I don't even know what her belt is. I don't know if she's a black belt, purple belt, brown belt, but I haven't seen that at least. But she's beating girls that beat me. She beat Amanda Lemos, and she has heart, and she has a team behind her. And like I said, I've lost to like white belts before in MMA. So, but I think that it wouldn't be smart if she was to like to get involved in a jiu-jitsu exchange with me, you know, which is why I think she'll try to like, you know, get a takedown and stay safe and maybe try and ground and pound and get some damage and try and win the rounds like that, you know. Which is, I mean, hey, if you get the win, you get the win. But we're definitely not going to try and not let that happen.
These days, what do you enjoy more, MMA / jiu-jitsu or poker?
Oh, no, I mean MMA for sure. But poker just helped me so much with MMA because
Really?
like we were talking in the beginning, I'm so emotional. You know, I've always been emotional mostly during my career. So poker is just a way to be kind of competitive. And there's so many, you know, high risk, low reward, low risk, high reward, and all these different things that you have to set stuff up and you have to have strategy and think quickly and do all that stuff without being physical, you know. So once I was kind of able to control my emotions and see how people are reacting and pay attention to that, you know, which is something that my coaches have been trying to tell me forever. But poker is really what got me to understand it and be able to put that in practice. And then once I got that control and understanding for something else, I was able to transfer that into fighting, and now I'm not just trying to like set stuff, like not just trying to throw a jab cross hook, now I'm like, okay, let me feint here. Now she's throwing a jab, okay, she throws a jab every time I go here. I can, like that's happening now, in training, and I can kind of set stuff up and see where my opponent's moving and stuff like that. And not because my coach has just been telling me that, because he's been telling me that for years, but because poker was able to get me to use my mind instead of being physical the whole time,
Who got you so into this?
Well, my ex, he played poker, and then that's where I started getting interested in it. And then actually Blake Wynn and Hayes Pollard, they do the celebrity poker. So they invited me to go to the celebrity poker event. And I was like, I've never played before. And they're like, yeah, no one plays. And so no one has, like, the people who play, they barely know how to play. So I went there and I had so much fun, and it was just such a great vibe. And obviously it's way different than regular poker, because when nobody knows how to play, you kind of like crazy hands happen. But just the good vibes, and celebrity poker was a big part of that. And then just got involved with WSOP and GG Poker and all these things. So started to get sponsors and stuff like that. And yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Wow. Who knew?
My coach, Perillo, he's a big poker player too. Okay. So yeah, we'll play sometimes and stuff. So it's good.
Would you say you're black belt at poker now? Purple, brown? Where are you at? Blue belt?
No. I'm probably like a purple belt, blue to purple,
Okay.
But it's good because poker has luck too. I mean, it's like the fights, you can be like really trained and stuff, but you need stuff to be on your time too at the same time, So it's poker. You can play everything like 100%, but if a card doesn't come, or if there's still luck in it,
I've never played in my life. I have no idea how to play. I've never actually tried to play. Could you believe it?
Oh, that is crazy.
Am I missing out?
Try. Yeah, it's super fun. So much fun. Just, I play like with sponsored money. I don't play with my own money. So
that's smart. Less pressure.
Yes, for sure.
So they give you all the money, and you're just playing on behalf. And what happens if you win? Does it all go to them, or do you then split it?
No, then I get it.
Oh,
but
what a deal.
I promote it. But
okay.
I'm promoting it, and I'm trying to get people more. I think poker's getting back on ESPN this year, or I think this year it's going to be streaming on ESPN. So, I mean, I believe in the game. I like it. I think it's good. Moa likes to play at home, obviously without money, but she likes to play it, and it's fun, So I try to support the sport or the game, and then I talk about how it helps me in fighting, and I keep continuing to do it. I know Sugar does it. He was out at WSOP, yes. Bruce Buffer. At the last Celebrity Poker, we had like Caio Borralho, Borrachinha, Aljo, Jamal, Henry. There's so many UFC fighters that are getting into. Misha Tate was there. So it's really, it's cool, So I try to do my part in supporting and, representing and trying to get people more involved in poker, especially women. And then I get to keep the money that I win.
By the way, speaking of sponsors, there was a series of commercials. You're doing it for Toyo tires. I thought these were great. Gosh. Very clever. I thought they were very clever. This is good.
Oh my gosh.
Your dog, that's your dog, right? I hope that's your dog.
That is Mac, yep.
That's
my boy.
Look at this. Look at that. Oh my dear. How do you let him lick you like that?
That one, they had, okay, so that's not real slobber, because they had some like, animal safety, like whatever lubricant stuff for to make it look more slobbery-ish, and then they had to pass some like peanut butter and some steak. The steak, actually, I did the steak one, they rubbed it here, But I mean, he kisses me on the face, but definitely not like that. Not like, my whole entire face. And I wasn't expecting like the whole world to see something like that,
What do you mean?
So it's a little bit.
Who did you think was going to see it?
It's kind of embarrassing.
You did it. It was a commercial. You want people to see that. Isn't that the whole point?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I did it, but it was a lot. I was like, talking to my manager. I'm like, you need to get me some type of like cute commercial now, like where I look all like pretty and so people can forget the dog with his tongue in my face.
I thought it was unique. The steak one was crazy too. Was that real? Did you really bite that?
Yeah, with the mouth guard in. It was like the craziest thing ever.
This was unique stuff. I thought it was nice.
Toyo Tires.
Yes.
They always do crazy stuff. It's fun. There was Aljo and Forrest Griffin. So yeah, they're fun. Definitely fun. You kind of just gotta not care what people think.
Of course. I can't believe people were giving you shit for that. I thought it was very unique.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of gross, honestly.
It's your own dog. If it's someone else's dog, that's weird. But it's your own dog.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much your
Yeah,
family.
and I mean, I've cleaned my face and everything.
Sure. That's true love. Can I ask you before I let you go, Islam, Ian, who do you like in the main event?
Ooh, I mean, I like both of them, but I think Islam's gonna keep the title, the belt, just because of the grappling. I think the grappling will be stronger.
Okay.
I think it'll come out. But I think it'll be a great fight. Ian's just constantly getting better and better and better, and he's always down to fight, and he'll do everything. So I mean, it could go either way, but I think Islam is gonna keep it.
And co-main event, Mackenzie Dern via submission, second round.
I mean, is that what you think?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Oh.
I was guessing.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna go to the 4th and 5th round just because I don't know if she's ever done 5 rounds. So, I mean, I'm excited to go out there and just kind of like, I really want to just kind of tear her down, like slowly and not have like pressure to do anything. So, I mean, if we do go to the round, I think the submission could come sooner. But I feel like I think I'll get my hand raised like the 4th or 5th round.
Okay.
I don't know how though.
All right. I can't wait for it. Thank you so much, Mackenzie.
Right.
Good luck
Thank
in
you.
training. Great to have you on as always. Parabéns on Brazil. Maybe we'll meet you in the World Cup final. That would be something. Canada versus Brazil. A preview of UFC 330.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank
you so
for
much.
having me.
All the
Wish you
best. Talk to you soon. There she is, Mackenzie Dern, the reigning defending UFC strawweight champion, kind enough to join us. Canada, Brazil in the final. What are the odds? What are they saying over on Kalshi for that one? Probably not very high for Brazil after they had to squeak one by. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, my friends. Okay, we have much more to talk about. And I was looking at social media. Paulo Costa tweeting up a storm, guys. He's very upset. He tweeted 57 minutes ago, I feel like they don't know a shit what they're doing. They don't know a shit what they're doing. Since I defeated, okay, that was that one that we read. They are afraid of your power. He just retweeted someone saying, they do this because they know you will want to renegotiate for the new contract. They did the same to Conor before he broke his leg. I think so. No one can explain this BS. Paulo Costa, very upset. Dare I say, disgruntled. Is that an accurate thing to say? Now, last week on the show, guys, we showed off the Conor McGregor money shorts, and we were all saying those aren't the actual shorts that he is going to wear, but hold the phone. Them's the shorts, and these are the shorts on the Mac Daddy himself. What do we think? In action. Are those the shorts?
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to fight in.
Wow. Everyone going crazy seeing Conor on the beach over there in California. You've never seen beach footage dissected so carefully. I did see this one picture of Max Holloway. I guess this is somewhere in Ireland. Someone posted this. Do us proud, Max Holloway. There's Max Holloway with the tricolor draped over his shoulders. Now, people go crazy over this thing. Like, this is just one person putting out a poster. It's shocking. No one would have ever thought this 10 years ago. But they take that and then say, like, all of Ireland is in favor of Max. I don't know. Obviously, from speaking to Pizzi and others, there is a sentiment change. But I don't know. I guess I would be somewhat surprised if the whole country is against Conor. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe a question for Pizzi to answer. But that is a shocking picture. There's no doubt about it. What is that? A store or something that did that, or was it some random person?
It looks like an agency of some sort. Very clever.
trying to. Also seems like maybe someone trying to get a little bit of attention. No.
Oh yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, it did work.
I saw this everywhere.
Here we are talking about it. Obviously, last week, some news regarding Dustin Poirier. Tough time for him, tough scene for him, getting arrested at the airport, the footage coming out, everyone weighing in on this. John Jones, who's had his fair share of, highlights and lowlights, weighed in recently, spoke to Red Corner about the Dustin Poirier incident and about brushing it off and moving on and ultimately no one caring about it. Here's what he had to say.
I hope that Dustin keeps his head high, gets back on his horse, and realizes that at the end of the day, news is news. Some people say there's no such thing as bad press. I disagree with that, but press is press. The whole world's talking about him right now. He didn't hurt anybody. He was drunk. We've all been drunk. Alcohol makes you do silly things. And it's important for him to forgive himself and just keep moving forward. At the end of the day, no one really cares. No one really cares.
Great advice there from John Jones, who was in Russia for an IBA event. And there were all kinds of news items that came out of this, probably none bigger than John Jones just casually catching a cell phone being thrown at him or so. Look at this, mid-conversation, bang! Look at that. That's got to be one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. I mean, the reflexes there. It didn't even just catch it like that. Caught it like, didn't catch it like this. Caught it like this, like a boomerang. That's impressive. Was the phone being thrown at him?
I think he intercepted. I think it was going to somebody behind.
Who's throwing a cell phone like that?
Crazy person.
Did you guys see the woman at the Canada South Africa game do the wave and drop her phone?
Nope.
Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, Petr Yan, Arman Tsarukyan, Alex Volkov, and John Jones in the ring together at this event. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what we have here. Oh, there's Petr. Shout out. Okay, hello, how are you? Hello, hello. There's John in the ring. Yeah. How are you? How are you? Oh, who's here? Arman Tsarukyan. Come on down. You're the next contestant. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I'm good. How are you?
Yes. And there he is. Mr. Drago himself. The heavyweight fight that never was. Drago versus Jones. What a collection. And look at the scene outside this event. John Jones leaving the event. Look at him being mobbed by the fans in Russia. Look at this. That is madness. IBA bare knuckle 5, John Jones being mobbed. I mean, he has a home in Chechnya. Great scenes. Love it. Some other news, guys. We actually found out about this as we said goodbye on Wednesday. It was talked about later in the week as well, but I wanted to mention Chris Cyborg is calling it an MMA career. They're announcing that this is going to be her retirement fight. Chris Cyborg versus Ketlin Vieira, Saturday, August 22nd in Tampa, Florida. That is, of course, the same day as that Fluffy Hernandez fight. Why do they keep going head-to-head with the UFC? I don't know. But in any event...
Are we sure it's her retirement, though?
I mean,
they said it.
They're building...
But she hasn't said it.
Yeah. I did reach out, by the way. I did reach out to have Chris on. I think she... Actually, I saw Chris at the MVP event. She was very happy to see me, even asked for a photo, believe it or not. I think it's someone else on her team that's not a fan. In any event, it is weird for the promotion to announce it and not the fighter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels to me like, I don't know. Maybe there's some...
Do you think they're using it as a promotional tool?
Yeah. And I don't know if she's ready to do it or not. I don't know. This
and is it MMA only?
Yes, they're calling it MMA retirement.
Right.
I mean, but the little hand came in.
What happened? Oh, what is that?
Well, there's some fans of New York Rick in the studio.
You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Oh,
he can't hear you.
He can't hear anything?
No.
Tell him what I said. Tell him what. That's Murundi.
He did the...
What's Murundi doing here?
He did the Scott Hall... Or was it Diesel?
Yeah,
Which
no,
one?
Scott Hall. You know who I am.
He said, "You know who I am." Yeah.
You know who I am, but you don't know why.
Yeah. There he is. Wow, Morundi looking very tan today on this Monday, huh?
Yeah, he was baking. He said he was
svelte,
at a Shake Shack eating a burger while schwitzing, you know?
Must be nice, Morundi, just kind of waltzing in. What's he doing back there?
He's
What's he doing?
dapping up the interns.
Oh, did we get a Morundi and Markowitz meeting back there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're actually going face to face
They're
right
kibitzing
now.
right now.
They're kibitzing. Okay. Why? This just happened.
He literally just walked in.
He just walked in. Wow. What is it? Downtime for the Atlanta Falcons? Nothing.
So what is it?
Well, it
downtime
is.
for
It
the
is the
Falcons?
off season.
Yeah. You know what I noticed? I saw this in Sports Illustrated for Kids. Did you realize that the Falcon is actually an F?
I did. Yeah.
Never noticed that.
Oh, boy.
They were like breaking down all the logos.
You just re-up the
There's an
Sports
arrow
Illustrated
in
for
the
Kids.
FedEx. You ever see
subscription.
that?
Can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Follows you everywhere you go. That's how it is with Slam Magazine. I haven't subscribed to Slam Magazine in 20 years. I still
know.
get it every
This
month.
is one of my favorite stories. Anyway, Chris Cyborg, she is maybe going to retire. I don't know. Did you guys see that? Liz Carmouche on the microphone.
Yeah.
I still can't get over this.
Awful.
What are we doing? Call out Dakota. You're at the end of the road. By the way, she's on an unbelievable run.
Yeah, Liz is doing great.
At 125. Call out Dakota.
Might be the only interesting fight.
Yes.
125 for Dakota in the PFL.
It's actually, honestly, at 125, you can make a case that it's one of the most interesting fights regardless of promotion.
I agree with you.
And
It
she's
is
like,
a top level 125
she
fight.
used the mic time to campaign for a new weight class. Doesn't make sense. If Dakota wins on July 31st and they don't make that fight, I don't know what to say. I thought the fight should have been done a long time ago. She should have fought for the belt. It's a weird one. Anyway, Chris Cyborg retiring. Ariane Lipski retired. She announced this after her PFL fight this weekend. The crown is like almost exactly over her head in the left photo there. Officially retired from MMA after nearly 13 years competing professionally. It's time to close this chapter. Thank you to everyone who supported me through every victory and every defeat. The queen of violence is done. Now I'm ready for a new season. Thank you, Jesus. How about that? And speaking of retirement, how about Joe Lozon unretiring? Joe Lozon signing with BKFC. How do we feel about this? How old is Joe Lozon? Let us.
I guess 40.
42.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 41.
2.
Oh, is it 42?
No, I don't know.
It's 42. Just turned 42.
Nice.
A month ago. BKFC. Going to fight on that Fenway card. Makes sense.
It makes
Boston
sense,
guy. Yeah.
Have we confirmed whether it's under the seats or if it's on the field?
I haven't asked yet. I
need to know.
I need to work on that. You're right. We were talking about boxing, all things boxing. Terrence Crawford. New footage, guys, has emerged of Terrence Crawford wrestling. We've talked about the wrestling before.
This is going to feed families.
It's one of our favorite stories. Look at this. Look at the hips. Look at the center of gravity here. Look at the hips. Look at the takedown. Look at the sprawl. You got to admit, it is impressive. It's actually super. I don't know who that guy is.
It's impressive because he is also one of the best boxers of all time.
Y'all see them though.
Yo, Terrence
give
versus
him Islam Makhachev.
Give him Connor.
Give him Connor.
Yo, Terrence versus Connor MMA.
He didn't want to do the fight.
Yep.
Connor said it was
No
on
doubt.
the table.
That would be incredible.
It's tough.
Nah, it's not tough. 2-fight deal would be amazing. They'd both make $100 million each. It'd be unbelievable. Anyway, earlier we spoke to Dan Canobbio about Alexander Usyk vacating the titles. Here's his video reacting to it all. I'm going to translate this for you because I do believe it is not in English. Do we have this video? Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Friday. The weather is beautiful. It's a good day. I want to vacate all the titles, the belts, currently hold. I want to make them available. The guys who are next in line can fight for them. Friends, I'm leaving the belts, but I'm not leaving the sport because I still have my last dance. I want to thank everyone. I have a great respect for all the organizations. I want to thank everyone, and there's more to come. I do wonder how much Rico played into all of this. As Dan said, did Rico crystallize something in his mind? Anyway, Agit Kabayel is the new WBC champion. Bit underwhelming. Mauricio Suleiman disappointed he wasn't given a heads up. Them's the breaks, them's the breaks. Speaking of gifting things, Jake Paul has gifted Ellie Scottney a brand new car. Now, what do we think of this choice? He said, if you become undisputed, I'm getting you a car. And he has delivered on his promise. Here is said car. Yes.
Oh my God. You still got the sticker on the screen there.
Still got the sticker on the screen. Ellie is the best. She deserves this. Beautiful car. What kind of car is that, GC? What can you tell us about this car?
Mercedes something, huh?
Ooh, steering wheel on the other side there, huh? It's a proper British car. That's awesome. That's great stuff. Well done, Ellie Scottney. Well done, Jake Paul. I did mention that it was a very busy weekend in the world of professional wrestling. You had Night of Champions on Saturday. You had TNA, NXT. You had AEW on Sunday. The big news, of course, Sami Zayn is the new undisputed champion. We got the last interview with Cody Rhodes before he dropped the belt in Riyadh. Unbelievable. The Pride of Montreal winning in Saudi Arabia. Huge, huge deal. A lot of emotion. Tons of coverage over on Uncrowned. Uncrowned.com is the place to be for all your wrestling action. We have a shot here of Mr. Sami Zayn riding around. Can we play? Sound up, sound up. We're riding together. That's a great shot right there.
That's a beautiful Philadelphia, by the way.
That is Phil. Is that where Raw is today?
It's in Atlantic City.
Oh.
So he's on the way.
Close enough. Sami Zayn, world champ. Let's ask intern Josh, shocked by this development, or did you see it coming?
I'm definitely shocked by it, but I think that's the best part. I think the main event scene was very stale going into this, and like you said, it felt kind of soulless. So this, in my opinion, was important for the whole main event scene because you got to shake things up sometimes, and especially to do it with him in front of that crowd. He is Muslim, of course, and they gave him his moment finally, and I think everybody in the business was just flowering him with congratulations and well-deserved, and even that's just an understatement, honestly. He's worked so hard from, wrestling in these gyms with 10 people to now stadiums, and it's truly great to see. It was a moment, especially from beating his former friend Cody Rhodes and then his kind of career-long rival Gunther, and the way in which it happened with just like a quick roll-up. It was great. He kind of stole the win, and that's what I loved about it.
Wrestling is at its best when it's unpredictable, when the unexpected happens. So I love that, and I was not expecting, certainly not on a Saturday afternoon show in Riyadh, I was not expecting a title change. Wish we could hear from El Generico, hear what he has to say about all of this. Wish it happened in Montreal, if I'm being honest, because I feel like that pop would have been, one of the great moments in the history of the sport. I did see, intern Josh, a lot of people saying he's just going to hold the belt until SummerSlam and then Obafemi is going to beat him. Do you think this happens? Is it just a stopgap, or do you think he has a long reign?
I don't think he has a long reign. I think this was the moment. But then again, I'm not the type of fan that likes to be like, oh, what's next? You got to live in the moment. I think the issue here is that WWE has no offseason, so there's no let's celebrate the moment and then see you're right into the next show the next day. So there's not much time to wait and sit around and celebrate. You have to think what's coming next. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a long run, but there's been several guys in wrestling that have had short and great runs. Hopefully he maybe defends the belt a few times on Raw. Maybe he'll come to New York City, Saturday night's main event, do it there, and then, I think inevitably dropping the belt at SummerSlam, but I'm hoping, I know it'll be a good run.
Speaking of Obafemi, he won the King of the Ring, Io Sky, Queen of the Ring. You were at TNA Slammiversary yesterday in Boston. A real road warrior you are. How was the show?
The show was great. I think it was one of those shows that was kind of make or break for TNA, and I thought they did a great job. I have been quite the road warrior recently, no pun intended, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a 4 p.m. show because they were pushing back with the whole NXT at a show 3 hours after that, and then an hour after that, AEW did their Forbidden Door pay-per-view. So it was a lot of wrestling, whether you look at that as a punishment or a present, whether it's too much wrestling or it's just awesome. I'm kind of in the middle, but as a whole, TNA was great. You got to see the Ultimate X match, which was great. Nick Nemeth defeated Mike Santana to win back the TNA World Championship. It was a hot crowd in Boston. Not many bad things to say.
So WWE, TNA, AEW Forbidden Door, Great American Bash for NXT. Best show, best match of the weekend.
Best show, gonna give it to AEW Forbidden Door. I think most people expected it. They just have the best matches, and then of course you collaborate with New Japan, CMLL, Stardom. It's inevitable. It's gonna end up being the best show. The best match, that is a good question. I'm probably just gonna give it to the main event of last night's Forbidden Door, which was Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. I mean, it was a bloody mess, but it was exactly what was expected. Kenny Omega now, of course, getting that, I said Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. I was thinking it was Kenny Omega. It was Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. Will Ospreay, of course, now getting that chance to main event Wembley in his own London, England, which is going to be incredible in August at All In.
By the way, was that Ramundi correcting you back there?
It was
disgusted.
Unbelievable. Ramundi just waltzing in here and correcting the intern, fact-checking the intern.
I'm sorry.
Nicest guy ever.
I mean, come on. That is unbelievable. Right to work, huh? That is, I mean, listen, facts are facts.
How do you do, Mark? How do you do?
How do you do, Mark?
C+.
Wow.
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 Mark getting
So
broken here. He
great.
was home for a signed copy today of...
Of the NWO book?
Yep.
C+. Your thoughts on that, intern Josh? C+ rating.
Sorry, you can't get the guy's name. First rule of journalism: get the names right. Okay, this is the learning. This is why you intern, right? You have to learn. That's why you're here.
Big, yeah.
Interning is a big deal.
Oh my God, poor intern Josh.
Names right in the main event.
Respect to Ramoni, he's just raw dogging. this,
Jordan,
too.
how
He
you
can't hear
feeling?
anything.
How you feeling in the front there, Jordan?
Yeah.
I feel great. This is the nicest guy in the world back there.
Oh my God.
The nicest man to
Unbelievable.
ever live.
Ramundi?
Yeah, of course.
That was the words of Jordan Kamzan last
Never
year.
had a bad experience with Mark
He's
Raimondi.
never met a person
Intern Josh begs
nicer
to
in the
differ.
world than Mark Raimondi.
That's what he claimed.
I told intern Josh, you're going to love this guy. He's going to be your mentor. You're going to absolutely be enthralled by his wrestling
mentor.
stories and all
So
that.
you're gonna be his mentor.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know what? This is how some of the stories again.
He said, apparently I already started.
I love it. I love it. Well, busy weekend in wrestling. Other wrestling news. You just mentioned Mr. Danhausen. He is going to be at MSG for Saturday night's main event. And look at this. Yes, this is real. Madison Square Gardenhausen. He had a great tweet saying, 6 months ago, I'm at high school gyms and bingo halls, and now I'm the face of Saturday night's main event at MSG. I mean, the pop that he's going to get when he comes out, they got to figure out a way to have Jalen out there with him, right? Like, it just seems too perfect. Jalen out there with Danhausen at MSG, the place will go absolutely insane. And what about Jalen himself posting on his IG story a belt gifted to him by not only WWE, but this man himself, the one and only, the OTC, Roman Reigns. Look at this footage right here. Look at this. Congrats, champ. We acknowledge you. Speaking of great memorabilia, you can now own the mask that El Grande Americano himself wore in that incredible Mascara versus Mascara match back in May. Here it is. They've actually sold it. 50,000.
Yeah, you can't own it. Somebody actually got it.
Okay. Thank you so much for every single bid. And to Fanatics, stay tuned as we share the special handover to Dr. Sonrisas and the children. $50,035. The proceeds will be donated to Dr. Sonrisas to continue supporting brave children facing life-threatening health conditions. I mean, is that not amazing? Wow. $50,000 for that thing. Incredible. Love it. And by the way, a hearty mazel tov to Darby Allin and his blushing bride. They got married over the weekend, did not get the save the date, did not get the invitation, but I did see this footage of Darby's mom body slamming him on thumbtacks at the celebration. What about mom's technique here? Could we replay that one more time? It seemed like she couldn't quite get the Josh, break this down for us. What about this technique? She wasn't going under the legs there, right?
I wish it was more, orchestrated. I wish they both went at the same time. Darby kind of had to jump, in order to get her to lift him up. Overall, for the first body slam, I thought it was pretty good.
It's not a bad moment. I mean, one more time here it is. He's telling her mom, under, yep, right, cup it, boom. That's a great moment. It's a great moment. A lot of people don't know this, but intern Josh has ran the ropes.
That is true. I can confirm. I trained at the Monster Factory up in New Jersey. Damian Priest trained there. Sheamus, Big Show, a couple other cool names. Now I'm here in the media world.
Yeah, I tell you who hasn't trained, Mr. Ramundi over there. So don't take his shit, all right? You've made the walk, guys. I'm seeing this breaking news.
I've actually taken exactly one pro wrestling class.
Where
I ran the ropes like 2 weeks ago, by the way.
Oh, okay, 2 weeks ago.
Back
Nice
checking
check.
Ramundi there.
Yeah. Jeez,
Thanks for the graphics so quick. That was pretty.
that's on air, Jordan.
Jordan has a real affinity in
Yeah.
wrestling news.
Tell us about Jamal Anderson's contract. What's he doing? What's he got this offseason, huh?
I did see Mark's report on Kyle Pitts, so he is working hard back there.
90s Jamal Anderson running
to say
back
Jamal
or
Anderson, the
2010s
dirty bird?
defensive tackle?
That's all I got. That's all I got as far as Falcons knowledge. Guys, breaking news. The Ring is reporting that Alexander Usyk is eyeing a fight against Deontay Wilder or John Jones later this year in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do we think? Could this be the one?
I think that will not happen.
Wait. He was meeting with Dana White and Nick Khan at the White House.
Amazing.
Is it possible?
John Jones is definitely fighting Usyk.
Okay.
Boxing?
No, I don't know. I'm just reading the tweet here. Usyk he's considering Wilder. Or Jones.
I'm either
so the
going
ball's in his
to
court.
be driving by the end of this week my car or a Ferrari. One of those two things is going to happen. I'll update you on which one's actually going to happen.
I mean, if it's boxing, that is a
better chance boxing or MMA.
I guess better chance to win the fight.
No. Better chance of happening.
Neither.
Yeah,
this is not happening.
I don't see.
No, but better chance of happening. I would say MMA, right? Like I think the UFC would be open to Usyk fighting in MMA.
They're paying Usyk's purse on top of John Jones's purse. Yeah, no. Neither of these is happening.
There's no rules anymore.
What do you mean rules? They don't even want to pay John Jones to fight for them.
The Eiffel Tower, and everyone's happy.
Shake.
Who's happy?
We're
John
thinking
Jones,
Eiffel Tower.
baby.
Jones. Usyk.
Shake Turkey did
It's done.
Alcatraz. Let's go.
We're literally beating up babies.
Yeah. No.
Grand Canyon.
Beating up.
Where's the best place for this fight? Let me think.
Yeah, I don't mind Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, like in the pit.
Yeah.
They like drop them down.
They lower it down into the canyon and they build stands into the side. Obviously, that's a historical, national park. The UFC will have to pay the $700,000 to restore the canyon after they build the stands into the side of it. But
fucking break.
It's going to be great.
By the way, if you're watching us on the Yahoo Sports Network, we'll take a quick break, be back.
No, we're off.
We've been off for 30 minutes.
Why hasn't anyone told me? Why has anyone?
We went, man. We went.
I did it after the first hour. No one told me.
We did it the one time.
It's all good.
Perfect.
No,
By the way,
there's
if you're
nothing
watching,
better than us talking and then just
that's what I want.
Nobody
get on
Yahoo Sports Network is seeing this at all.
Yeah.
So anything you say,
I just wanted to say it. I just like saying it at the worst time possible.
Yeah.
Like we're in the
If you're
middle.
watching on Yahoo Sports Network, go fuck yourself.
Top of the Grand Canyon.
Not true.
They're
in a ring.
seeing it. They don't know.
They're
I
in
know,
a
but
ring.
somebody sees it.
And then the thing drops as they're fighting. They start at the top and then it just goes.
Let's just do outer space. Fuck all this bullshit. Let's just go to outer space.
They're at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Their walkouts are on donkey back, mule back, whatever they take, whatever you ride down the canyon. That's how they get in.
I think there's a chance, man.
There's a chance that all this happens for sure.
Look, I doubted the White House.
Not only did you doubt the White House, Rico Verhoeven just fought Alexander Usyk at the Pyramids. Why can't John Jones?
The whole thing around John Jones is the money. The whole thing. The entire
and they've
thing.
got a guy who is happy to foot the bill.
So make him fucking fight a UFC fight. What do we need to do this bullshit for? If you want to see John Jones fight, this is not how you spend your fucking money. Go do John Jones versus Tom Aspinall.
You don't think Jones versus Usyk is big business?
It's big business.
Who cares about that fight?
But from a striking standpoint, the gap between Usyk and Rico is smaller than the gap between Usyk and Jones.
John
in a
Jones
boxing match
isn't fighting because
Usyk
they
does
don't want to
MMA.
pay him the money, and so then they finally give him the money, and it's to go box Usyk.
Okay, can we all agree that this is infinitely more interesting than Usyk Wilder?
No.
Really?
Why do I want to see John Jones?
It's more
box
interesting,
Alexander
of course.
Usyk?
It's more interesting, of course.
Usyk Wilder, Usyk Verhoeven, Usyk Jones. Rank them.
Boxing, yes?
Yeah.
Wilder, Verhoeven,
Nah, Rico number one. We need some finality to that.
No. Finality, he won.
I'm down to see Rico.
What are you talking about? You won. That was as fugazi of a win as we've ever seen.
Wilder is a
It was an awful stoppage, and he was losing on the scorecards.
No. Well, yeah.
Rico was losing on the scorecards.
No. In the people's scorecards. Like he should have. That's why I'm saying it's fugazi. The stoppage was BS. The scorecards were BS.
I didn't love the stoppage. By the end of that round, it would have probably been about even in my.
Don't give me it was about to
Usyk
happen.
ahead.
Don't give me that.
No. I said by the end of that round, I would have had Usyk ahead or it even at very worst. It's fine. The result was what the result was. I'd be happy to see it again, more than in a random John Jones fight. But no, I'd rather see Wilder. And I don't want to see John Jones box.
In this day and age, you don't think they'll put John Jones on a Zuffa boxing card?
What?
Judges set the end of the year.
Hopefully we one day see him
head.
don the black and white of Zuffa boxing.
John Jones.
I would love that.
They can't pay John Jones the money that it's worth to get him in the octagon.
I actually do
and
agree
we're
with Rick.
Opening the
I
bank.
know.
I would hate that.
Have this bullshit.
I just want to know where this is coming from. This is obviously coming from him, and his team. But can we get elephant shit drop, Frank?
Okay, so let me.
I'm gonna start using elephant shit.
Yeah.
Why do you use that? I live in Thailand, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a direct? See, I didn't take it as bullshit.
Yes.
I took it as he was under a mountain of shit. Like he was just saying a lot. It was all shit.
So much?
Everything was shit. It was so much shit. It was elephant shit.
Right.
Because he was doing
I
so poorly.
I took it as his version of BS.
No,
yeah.
I took it as just like mountain of shit.
Bullshit is like not true. Dog shit is like low quality. Horse shit is like
Wow, I didn't even realize there were so
Kind of
many.
bullshit.
Horse shit is like this is ridiculous. Like this is unbelievable.
So what's elephant?
Too much.
Yeah, is that what it is? I've just been dealing with so much
Too
shit.
much shit. It was all shit.
Elephant
Everything
shit,
was
man.
shit. It was an elephant shit.
Yeah.
Never heard that one. You guys?
No, me neither. But I'm gonna use it all the time.
I've never been to Thailand.
I mean, I've never spoken to anyone who is from Thailand who's used that phrase before. But shout out. Oh, what's this? Oh, breaking news. Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, Ja Morant
are trading two-time NBA All-Star Ja Morant to the Portland Trailblazers for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. Sources tell ESPN.
Trade, huh?
Oh, Ja and Denny are about to cook in the Pacific
Ja Morant
Northwest.
value is through the fucking floor.
Ja and Denny are
Sick
about
that he's
to
on the
cook.
Blazers. Was hoping he was going to the Hawks. Can I just say I was walking around my neighborhood yesterday. Juwan Howard goes by on a city bike.
Legend.
Oh shit, Juwan Howard.
Brooklyn legend. Brooklyn
That
Nets
vibe.
assistant coach.
Shout out to him, man. He was getting it in on the city bike. He was enjoying a lovely day with his wife.
Oh, this is
Oh, see, there
something.
goes Juwan Howard.
This is I'm excited about this.
LaMelo just went for a major package, and Ja
I know,
Morant
isn't
just
that crazy?
went for absolute nothing.
Isn't that amazing?
Jeremy Grant. Holy shit, man.
Wow.
Is LeBron and AD going? Are they going to
Atlanta?
Yeah. No.
thinking.
Golden State.
I want them in Cleveland, but it seems like they're going to Golden
Cleveland.
State.
Could you imagine?
What do you mean? LeBron and Kyrie back on the Cavs will be fucking like gold. It'll be Vibe City.
Been there, done that. We've done it
Vibe
twice.
City as you go 46 and
Yeah.
No,
36.
yeah, the team wouldn't be great, but it'd be so much fun
Seven
to see
seed.
LeBron and Kyrie. What you think Steph Curry and LeBron in their geriatric age are gonna fucking
It would be
compete for a
it would
title?
be a fun 1 year must
Yeah,
see.
so
it would be
do it
great
on the
for
Cavs.
ratings.
That's fun too. Come home, LeBron.
No one
one more
wants to go.
time. One more
04
time.
Lakers.
No one wants to go to the
Yeah, this is Karl Malone and
Steve Nash.
Gary Payton. shit.
Yeah, Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Steve Nash.
Steve
Lakers.
Nash,
Oh, that
Dwight.
was-
No, because
yeah.
Dwight was actually in his kind of prime. It just
That's
it
tough.
didn't work out.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way,
Kobe
04
hated him.
lest we forget, 04 Lakers made it to the finals.
Well, yeah, because they had Kobe and Shaq, but they
Yeah,
it
Kobe
was
and
Gary
Shaq.
Payton and Karl Malone tagging on to be like, let us get a ring real quick.
Am I crazy or was Shaq gone by then?
Oh, you know what?
No, what? You guys are nuts.
Shaq
yeah.
was
Kobe and Shaq were there. Shaq didn't go
Kobe
to the Heat
was
till
obviously
06.
06 or 05?
Or either
Yeah, I think
one,
it was
whatever
05.
it was.
It was
yeah.
the year after they lost the
Yeah,
finals
yeah,
to the
Yeah,
Pistons.
no, Shaq.
All
was
right,
still-
chill.
Stop it. Stop
Chill.
it. Stop it.
The Knicks are
John Morant, huh?
John Morant, crazy.
Shit.
Yo,
That's a rip hand.
John Morant,
Bag of
Drew
chips,
Holiday,
John
Scoot
Morant.
Henderson, Damian Lillard, all on the
Yeah, a lot of guards there.
on the Trailblazers.
Scoot Anders.
Yeah,
Shout out to Scoot, one of the all-time busts.
and Denny, my boy. Do we have any super chats? Let's go intern Jack first.
Super chats.
Yeah, so BD96 says, if you are Dana, isn't Gary signing with Eddie good cause? You can figure a way out to pull Gary from title fight and send message to other fighters considering to sign with him.
I don't know if they do that. I think that that sends a message that they're bothered, rattled. I think their general approach to all of this is like, okay, and? Now, do I think they're happy about it? Internally, no. Behind closed doors, absolutely not. But I don't think they're going to react that way because that's a small victory for Eddie and Matchroom. But, you know, I think they chose to announce this after they got the title shot, after it was signed, sealed, after it was officially announced, 100%. That was calculated. But I don't think they'll take it away. You may not get any perks. You may not get any favors, but they don't take it away. What about intern Josh? What do you got?
We got Sammy here saying, Xander Zayas, what a true champion, class act, no excuses made, spoke so well in the interview. He will be back. He is still very young. Congrats, Boots. What a fight.
What an unbelievable fight. And what a night for Philly sports. You guys finally win one. Finally win the big one.
Finally is a stretch, but we did win it, yes.
That's your guy. You're like an honorary member of the team now.
Yeah. I said do it for Philly when he was leaving the elevator, and I think, maybe he did it for me. Who knows?
Those words, they really resonated with him. What else, intern Jack? What do we got?
All right, yeah, this is the last one. Jake from Windy City says, congrats to Canada. How about the gaffer? Shout out Jesse Marsh. He has changed the game. Where would you place this among all-time Canadian sports moments?
I liked how he went with among, A-M-O-U-N-G, trying to Canadianize it, even though that's not an actual way of spelling among, but sort of like color, favor. Interesting. One thing that I appreciate about intern Jack, like let's say Frank was reading that, right? He wouldn't have added Jesse Marsh in there because he doesn't have ball knowledge like intern Jack. So I think that we showed that this was like a net positive.
Excuse me,
for
I'm
us.
getting offended now.
You know what I mean? I feel like that was a job well done by intern Jack. Jesse Marsh, proud Canadian, who proud American turned Canadian. All the Americans love to shit on Jesse Marsh because I think they're like subtly jealous or subconsciously jealous of him because he's having such a good time with the Canadians. So they get mad at him for singing the anthem, or get mad at him for kissing the badge, or get mad at him for having that group team meeting center of the pitch. I loved what he had to say. After the game, we all have to go our separate ways. We're doing media. We're pulled in a million different directions. We only reconvene an hour later. I want them to know in that moment how much this means. I want to tell them how proud I am of them. I want to call them Canadian heroes. They deserve that. First knockout stage. Lest we forget, before this World Cup, Canada never won a game, never got 3 points, never got a point. So they've gotten a point, Bosnia. They got 3 points, 6 goals against Qatar. And now they win for the first time in the knockout stage and are among the final 16. That's an unbelievable feat. So I love the gaffer. I love Jesse. I don't want him to leave. I think what he's done with the team, let's not forget about Copa America 2 years ago. I was there, semifinal against Argentina. What a scene that was. Yeah, so he's a great guy. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about him. And our intern Jack is a big Man City supporter. How do you feel about your gaffer, your new man?
I love Maresca. He's got the Man City blood in him. I can't wait to see what he does. Obviously, you can't replace Pep. He's the best in the world. Will go down as the best ever. But, yeah, I'm really excited for Maresca, and we got a damn good team behind him. So I'm very excited for next season.
Of course, led by the great Elliot Anderson, who is imminently going to be announced as an official member of the squad. Hurts my heart, but 116 pounds for him is pretty damn good. As you can see on this program, we talk about it all. A little hoops, a little footy, obviously some fighting, wrestling, boxing, MMA. We talk about it all. Tomorrow on the program, Abdullah Mason, who is headlining that July 4th show in the land, in the 216 on Saturday on TNT. Very excited about that. The aforementioned Gillian Robertson is going to be joining us as well to talk about everything that Mackenzie Dern had to say and about that title fight on the 15th of August. And we're going to try it again with Dricus du Plessis. Let's hope. Peace and love. Let us hope. All that and much more to come. So stay tuned for all of that. For now, though, it's time to say goodbye. Frank, how you feeling? Big birthday coming up for you? You feeling good?
Very excited.
I feel like you've been a little distant today.
You've been cooking, man.
Nah, I feel like we need a little more
I feel like
frank.
you're wrong.
No? All right.
Yeah, I'm sure Jack
it was-
could pick up the pieces.
I think it was probably the comment at lunch.
What happened at lunch?
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up of you.
Tell me.
I don't know if it's for
I
Wow.
don't think we should repeat that one.
All right.
There are children that watch the program from time to time.
Is this before or after I bit my lip? Ah, it's
I
killing
think
me.
it was during. I
Ah.
think that's you got so worked up you bit your lip.
Yeah, you kind of blacked out for a minute there.
I did. It's so
When it came
white hot
to,
Oh.
it wasn't Frank, are you okay? It's like, man, why does my lip hurt?
Tomorrow I was thinking of switching it up where I'm in the control room and Rick and GC are in the studio for the show. I thought that would be fun. What do you guys think?
don't Down.
care.
So you,
Any reason why?
You'll be. Yeah, I just thought it'll be a good look.
Rick's gonna look good out there, man. He's gonna look good.
Come on, GC in studio on the show. I feel like it's apropos.
I'm actually.
What's
starting
this
to
bit?
feel-
What's happening
I'm starting
right
to feel
now?
a touch
I'm missing
warm here.
Oh, you did tell EP?
EP knows.
Come on.
I even know.
I'm going to the World Cup game, bro.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Come on. A little slow on the uptake there.
Yeah.
France, Sweden.
France, Sweden. Anthony Elanga.
Wait, so can I be in the?
I love how every time it's Anthony Elanga.
I love Anthony
Kylian
Elanga.
Mbappe.
That's my boy.
Mbappe.
We never forget Anthony Elanga. Thank you to all our guests. Thanks to all of them. Thanks to all of you. Back to our same time places.